It's hockey and gridiron night at McMorran Place, and somebody in the building is going home with Lions tickets. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you at historic McMorran Place in downtown Port Huron. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hockey and gridiron night, celebrating hockey and football, dressed appropriately with our Port Huron hockey helmet here. But on the ice tonight, Prowlers and Sentinels going at it once again. Prowlers and Sentinels split their first series this season. That's the only win for the Sentinels so far this year. Prowlers coming off a split last weekend. Sentinels coming off a loss last Friday against the Watertown Wolves. Now this starts an important stretch for the Prowlers. Sentinels tonight, Thanksgiving off tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Topeka. Nearly everybody on the roster is going to need to be used. We'll see who's in the lab tonight coming up on the pregame show next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
On Prowlers hockey, presented by Initial shot. Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers and Sentinels getting set to go. Thanks so much for joining us again tonight on the PHP Network. But before we get to tonight's game, let's take a look at the last game, starting with the last one for the Sentinels. They only played one last weekend in Watertown, a 4-3 loss to the Wolves a week ago. Ashton Collazo did score his first pro goal, and Rahul Sharma had 37 saves, but the Sentinels blew what was a 2-0 lead through 20 minutes of play to one of the hottest teams right now in the FPHL, in the Watertown Wolves. Now 4-0-1 in their last 5 games, and after a rough start to the season for Watertown, they've been able to climb back in, and you'll see in a moment in the Empire Division standings, they're right there in the thick of things after just one win in their first 7 or 8 games this season. So Wolves, again, bouncing back right now, and they got the win. They pulled it out against Indiana. Take a look at the last game now for the Prowlers. On the other side, they were down in Blue Ridge, taking on the Bobcats, and after dominating the Bobcats on the scoreboard the night before, the script was flipped on Saturday night. Daniel Klinecki, 2 goals and an assist. Carson Andrioli had a couple of goals, but Anthony Schrum moves to 2-0 against the Prowlers this season. Reed Cooper had 34 saves on 35 shots on Friday. Schrum, 34 saves on 35 shots on Saturday. As the Prowlers continue to split, they have split each of their last 4 weekends. Nick Favaro did get the only goal for the Prowlers, his team high 6th of the season, and that splits a 5-way tie for first place on the Prowlers in goals this season. Taking a look at the standings now in the Empire Division, I mentioned it, the Wolves right back in the thick of things, just 1 point back of Danbury, 3 back of the Blue Ridge Bobcats. But both the Bobcats and the Topeka Scarecrows have games in hand. Again, there's still over 40 games left for each of these teams, so the games in hand may not look important right now, but they're the reason why the Scarecrows are in the driver's seat for that 3rd spot, and why the Bobcats are in the driver's seat in that 4th spot, and why this weekend is so important, not just tonight, of course, the midweek game against the Sentinels, but this weekend for the Prowlers in Topeka. Have to take care of the Scarecrows because Topeka has 4 more opportunities than Port Huron does the rest of the way to pick up points. So, again, very, very important for the Prowlers to play well tonight and this weekend. But again, all starts tonight as we take a look at our players to watch so far for tonight's game. On the Indiana side, Ashton Collazo, who of course scored his first pro goal. He has now risen to number 1 on the Sentinels in assists with 6 so far this year, 5 of those coming over his last 3 games. And he's averaging 2 points a game over his 3-game point streak. On the other side for the Prowlers, Port Huron Prowlers history being made tonight as Austin Federley will tie Matt Robertson in games played as a Port Huron Prowler tonight in his 329th game. Or pardon me, he ties Dalton Jay with his 329th game played as a Prowler, now just trailing Alex Johnson and Matt Graham, who of course still active with Port Huron. The Port Huron native, who didn't play too much his first couple years, now the Prowlers captain and a huge part of this Port Huron club. Let's take a look at where Federley is sliding into the lineup here tonight. Well, he's still back on defense because while the Prowlers do have Brett Lockhart back in the lineup, Brian Parsons is suspended for tonight's game. So, unfortunately for the Prowlers, they still have 5 of their regular defensemen available in the lineup. So Federley still back on D, and that means more opportunities up front for the forwards. And a big return for the Prowlers tonight. Reggie Millette taking that spot on the top line with Jamie Bucell and Connor Bazal. And he replaces Matt Gellerman, who was up there at different points last weekend. Luke James and Brett Mork were also in the lineup last weekend. Mork comes out, James stays in, while Gellerman went on the IR. Second line stays the same, third line stays the same for the Prowlers as well. So Ben Brockway and Brett Lockhart slot in together on the defensive side. Lockhart again coming back after taking a hard hit the last time these two teams played a couple of weeks ago. He was out last weekend. He's back in the lineup, and we'll see if the Prowlers will continue to look for revenge for that hit. And we will find out again here tonight as we take you down to ice level for the rest of tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Prowlers! Now time for tonight's Orthopedic Associates starting lineup. On defense, number 19, Austin Federley. On defense, number 75, Tim Organ. And forward, number 46, Jamie Bucell. And forward, number 79, Reggie Millette. And forward, number 91, Connor Bazal. And in goal, number 39, Bailey Huber. Head coach of the Prowlers is Matt Graham, associate head coach Chris Paulin, and assistant coach Alex Johnson. Athletic trainer Bridget Smith, presented by Port Huron Internal Medicine Associates. Equipment managers are Brian Larson and Ken Falk. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise, and gentlemen, may we suggest removing your caps as we honor America and salute the men and women serving our country with the singing of our national anthem, presented by Duraclean by Mike Batchelor. We remind all members of the armed forces and veterans who are present but not in uniform that you may render the military salute. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Grace Askew.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. So say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free, and the home of the
That was Grace Askew doing a great job on the national anthem tonight. Prowlers and Sentinels getting set for puck drop. Well, the Prowlers and Meyer are partnering with Meyer for the Goals for Good program. For every goal the Prowlers score, Meyer will donate to help deliver meals to families in need. So far this season, the Prowlers and Meyer have helped deliver over 2,600 meals. Let's take a look at our starting goaltending matchup. Let's take a look at the Prowlers starting lineup in case you missed it. Connor Bazal, Jamie Bucell, and Reggie Millette, the top line up front. Tim Morgan, Austin Federley on defense, and Bailey Huber in between the pipes for the Prowlers here tonight. Of course, Millette getting big cheers in his return from the IR. Let's look at the starting goaltenders now. Huber and John Werber. Werber has not played since he made his pro debut in Binghamton on November 7th and 8th. Has been out with a lower body injury since. Bailey Huber has not played since he took the loss to the Sentinels a couple of weeks ago. Jamie Bucell and Ashton Colazzo set for the start of this one. We are underway here from McMorran Place. Thanks so much for spending your pre-Thanksgiving Wednesday with us here tonight. There's Tim Morgan whipping it around for Connor Bazal. Gets the red line, one-hand poke. And after it is Reggie Millette. Fresh off the IR, Millette wielding off checks from Richie Colarusso. Here's a pass out to Millette. Fired, and a save by Werber as Millette had to find it in his skates before he could let it go. Colarusso bounces it to his defense partner, Connor Mullins, who hangs out behind his own net. Prowlers and Sentinels each making changes here. Top line out for Indiana. That means the man with this puck right now, Bohdan Zinchenko. Tried to send it across. Jonas Lias picked off the pass, and here comes Lockney the other way. Lockney all the way around. Tried to center one-timer off a body and out of play, as Matt Graham got a rip. Good chance there from Graham, but Vladislav Pavlov able to close in on him. Looks like the Sentinels were finally able to get some name bars on the back of some of their jerseys here, which is important progress. Prowler's speedy third line out there right now. Anderson, DeCumbis, and Price. And Blake Anderson wins the face-off back. Brockway, a shot deflected by Price. And again, up out of play. And here on Hockey and Gridiron Night, let's call that a field goal up in the protective netting.
Let's go! Let's go!
Anderson had a hat trick a week ago against the Blue Ridge Bobcats down in Virginia. His first pro hat trick. Second hat trick for the Prowlers this season, as Anderson fires it on, and a glove save by Werber. Both hat tricks for the Prowlers this season have come in Virginia against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Nick Favaro the other. Mullins behind his net. Try to bounce it up the boards. And finally it's forced out. Scooped up by Denver Craig, former Bobcat. Grabbed and off the post. Alexander Jeanette driving, got a good chance there and hit the iron. Anderson drops it off for Austin Federley. They tie up. And Mullins sends it right up the wall to Jeanette. Signed today, Alexander Jeanette. Started the year with the Columbus River Dragons, but hasn't played in over a month. Ethan Esposito chips it by Federley. Outside try, in and out of Huber's glove. Millette trying to spin back away from Zinchenko. Got it to Federley with some room. Bazal hands it off for Bucell. Moved out of the zone, and Favaro tries to go to the near side. Millette looking for Bazal out of his reach. Pazika starting up ice. Each team with a shot on net. 2.5 gone in period one. Bogdan Zinchenko had it go through. Pavlov retrieves in the neutral zone. Prowlers making a change as Collazo sends it right in on Huber. He gets down to make the save. Flipped only as far as Collazo at the line, not out. Millette comes back to rip it away from Zinchenko. Left wing side, it's Lockney. Spun it all the way around. Favaro pinches in. Favaro trying to get around Collazo, who played the body. Another one up out of play as Romeo Terrain played it off the boards and over the glass. This being the only home game for the Prowlers in a span of 8. 2 on the road last weekend. Fans enjoying the pre-Thanksgiving festivities here. And of course their next 5 away from home as well. In Topeka this weekend, and then in Binghamton the following weekend. Huber decides to hang on to that dump in, and we will get yet another face-off. Ryan Glazer out there had a hat trick, his first pro goal here at McMorran Place. He's also scored 5 goals in his last 3 games, as that one was deflected and punched out of play by Huber. That hat trick for Glazer started a hot streak. He's scored in each of the 2 games since that he's played. Prowlers will switch things up ahead of this defensive zone draw. The Anderson and Collazo on the faceoff. Favaro flags it down behind his net, bounce up to Price. Has Anderson with him, gives it there. Anderson back towards Price. Forced to the board, cycles around to DeCumbis. DeCumbis double teamed, Anderson digs it out. Favaro with time is drive, gloved by Werber. John Werber, the rookie out of SUNY Potsdam, joined the Sentinels back in early November. Played 2 games in Binghamton where he was very good. A .452 goals against average, yes, but also a save percentage over 900, which tells you the amount of rubber he was seeing that weekend. Sentinels certainly glad to have him back, because he was dealing with a lower body injury these past few weeks. Zinchenko off of Anderson's skate, turned up by Esposito, working on Johnson. Drop back for Pavlov, good stick by Price. DeCumbis got it up to Anderson. Weaving in, Anderson on his backhand, pushed it wide on the short side. Comes all the way around for Esposito. They'll send a cross corner dump in as Indiana's making a change. Luke James up for Favaro. Played it back to himself, ran into Aaron Shaheen. Puck bouncing around in the Sentinels' end. Zinchenko gave it up to Jeanette. Millette tried to play it to the middle of the ice, got through everybody. Millette, the first one to scoop it back up. Drops the shoulder on Shaheen. Millette all the way around the net, left it behind the cage. Fields puts it back this way. Oregon pinches in to keep it deep. Sent out, Federley retreating off the boards. And Romeo Terrain off for Devon Fields, the former Motor City Rocker. Only games he's played this season have been in this building. Here comes Oregon with Lockney. Oregon to Lockney. Back towards the net, save Werber. Rebound cleaned up by Denver Craig. Lockhart, headman feed to Hakela. Now to Graham. Spun into the offensive end. Bounce towards the center. Hakela, hard on the forecheck, able to take the puck. Fields with Graham bearing down on him. Quick up to Jeanette. Prowlers take back over once more. Ben Brockway with skating room. Gets to the red line, gets to the Indiana blue. Wrist shot gloved again by John Werber. That glove hand getting a workout early. They're still scoreless here at McMorran Place between the Prowlers and the Sentinels.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll take. Come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is.
What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. The snack wrap is back.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers and Sentinels still scoreless. Tonight's washed-up player of the game is Connor Mullins, presented by Chippewa Laundromat. Chippewa Laundromat, Port Huron's only multi-generational family-owned laundromat. Face-off deep in Sentinels territory. Pavlov bounces it around to Pazika as Indiana looks to escape. Comes all the way down, and an icing against the Sentinels, so that face-off will come all the way back where it came from. Prowlers will keep the Bucell line out there. Prowlers wanted the face-off to be on the other side, but instead they'll play it on the near side circle. Pazika working up with Lias, bounces it in. Favaro and Zinchenko after it. Jonas Lias pulling around. Pavlov to the net, sticked away by Huber. Esposito walks up the wall, cycled down deep. Centered out in front. Johnson the only one there. Prowlers with a 3-on-2. Millette with Bazal going to net all the way across, looking for Bucell, and Zinchenko able to get his stick on it as he was back checking. Pass comes all the way through for Esposito, but he's offsides. Zinchenko tried the cross-ice pass. Prowlers got a stick on it. Esposito almost ended up behind everybody, but he's offside. Esposito's down there off screen on the bottom. And yeah, entered the offensive zone before the puck. He knew it. They'll bring the face-off all the way down by the Sentinels' end, because that's where the pass originated from. Terrain off the backboards, brought in by Fields, keeps it moving. Oregon pinches in. Puck ends up by the Prowler blue line with Federley. Reverse for Lockney. Head up as he wheels. Hakala has Lockney going to the net, tried to get it there, and Terrain down on a knee, able to block it. Sentinels in on the counter, stick came up on Oregon, delayed penalty coming up against Indiana. Huber to the bench for the extra attacker. Lockney works in. And the call is made. Steve Gowey, the referee, signaling the high stick. It'll be Denver Craig heading to the box, who was signed today after his release from Blue Ridge. First power play of the night for the Prowlers, an area they've struggled as of late. Down to 13th and in the 14-team league at 12.2%, 0 for 13 last weekend against the Bobcats. But Reggie Millette is back in the lineup and back on this power play unit. He's out there with his normal group. Johnson up high to Favaro. Lockney with Johnson standing right in front of Werber. Up to the top. Cycled all the way around behind the net. Pavlov, the first one there, gave it right away to Favaro. Graham, Johnson, save Werber. Right on the doorstep as Johnson got an opportunity. Sentinels clear. Favaro chased by Collazo. Favaro by himself, drops it off, got past Anderson. Millette spinning off Collazo. Port Huron making changes here. Prowlers trying to finish up the change. Now they do. Their power play is halfway done. Federley weaves in. Backpedals and sets up. Out there with Anderson, Hakala, Bucell, and Price. Anderson's attempt towards the net deflected up out of play. 45 seconds left on this power play for Port Huron. A couple of attempts at the net. They'll keep this unit out. R2 Hakala looking to get back on the score sheet. He heads right to the net. Prowlers open things up. Price for Hakala. Handed back off. Down low, Bucell. Out to Anderson. Up high, Federley. Traffic in front. Price the one-timer. Misfired. Came off the backboards. Anderson able to steal it away from Fields. Couldn't keep it in the zone. Prowlers have to regroup for one last rush with 20 to go. Hakala played it to an area. Bucell scoops it up. Harassed by Terrain. Bucell out to Hakala. Let it go, and Werber able to knock it down. Goes off a stanchion and all the way. Huber collects as the penalty expires. Quick up for Anderson, right where Craig was stepping out of the box. He couldn't bring it in. He needs a change. Leas wheeling up, muscled off by Bazal, and then stood up by Brockway. Mullins, high flip. Brockway flags it down ahead of Esposito. Bazal out for Lockhart. Makes a nice move around Collazo. Here comes Lockhart, surrounded. He'll cycle it down low. Bazal tried a handoff, got it to James. Out high, Favaro. D to D. Favaro walks, shoots, and a glove save again by John Werber, proving again that his glove seems to be one of his biggest strengths. Prowlers up on shots early, 7-2. In their last two games against the Sentinels, they've given up at least one early goal. Here, we're almost halfway through period one. Still looking for our first one of the game. There's some young Lions fans celebrating hockey and gridiron night. Lions play tomorrow. Here comes Glazer on a breakaway. Saved by Huber. And then Johnson able to navigate it out of the crease. Johnson back for it ahead of Dawson. Curls away and got it up to Millette. Johnson back over for Reggie Millette. Into the offensive zone, wheels by one. Got it to Bucell. Millette spinning down the boards towards Johnson, poked away by Pazika. Millette able to glove down the clearing attempt. Puck still alive in the offensive zone. As Millette one-hands it around. Prowlers in the midst of a change. Bucell around the cage. Sent it up in the direction of Oregon, who couldn't keep it in at the line. Battled for in front of the Indiana bench. Pops out to Dawson. Right in on Huber. He drops it and lets Graham play. Lockney chased by Craig. R2 Hakila drops it off. Lockney, a rising shot, stopped by Werber. He looked behind, but he had it. And we will take a timeout. John Werber's glove hand. The star of the show so far, Prowlers and Sentinels. Still scoreless on Hockey and Gridiron Night in Port Huron.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go
Go
Prowlers!
Go. Hey Prowlers, friends, fans, and families, welcome to Hockey and Gridiron Night tonight. You may know about our amazing raffle already, but just in case you need a little reminder, we'll be raffling off a pair of Detroit Lions Thanksgiving Day tickets. All you need to do to enter is to bring non-perishable food donations to tonight's Prowlers game. Each item donated to the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan counts as one entry in the raffle. Don't miss out on this awesome opportunity to help our community during the holiday season. Best of luck to our Prowlers, and let's go Lions!
Thank you, Molly. Great cause the Prowlers are donating to tonight. And again, what a prize. A pair of tickets to the Lions Thanksgiving Day game. No cheaper way to get into Ford Field than here tonight, as Bobby Price tripped up as he tried to make a move. He's looking around for a penalty that he won't get. Johnson tried to put it back on net off a stick, and it hits the rafters here at McMorran Place. Take another look at Price entering the offensive zone, and Romeo Terrain did get away with one there. Got his stick right in the feet of Bobby Price. Referees tonight, Jonathan Satarski and Steve Gowdy. The linesmen, David Fleming and Jamie West. Prowlers control off the draw, but Oregon's shot was blocked. Zinchenko looking for the outlet. Bounced right back by Federley. Lias for Zinchenko. Passes in his skates. Karam's back to where Oregon corrals. Federley flips it out to the Sentinels' blue line. Pavlov off the boards. Zinchenko played it to an area. Graham the only one there. Off for Lockney. Works in. Save Werber. Indiana looks to clear back out. Hakala cut off Zinchenko. Federley waiting for his team to complete a change. Got it back to Lockhart. Pass up for Bucell. Prowlers on sides here. Millette drags, curls back, looking towards the net, save Werber, as Bazal got a good touch on that centering feed. Icing waved off here, so Brockway has to move it. 7 minutes to go in period one. Prowlers continue to hum, looking for the game's first goal. Colarusso to Dawson, off of Bazal's skate right to Werber. He'll clamp the glove on top and get a whistle and a face-off. Connor Bazal coming very, very close to his first pro goal after Reggie Millette was able to put it back out in front. Then you look here, Bazal hard on the forecheck on Nathan Dawson. Nolan Dawson, pardon me, and off his skate, Werber had to be alert. Prowlers have certainly had the better of the play in this opening 20 minutes, but Werber's been sharp. Bavaro floats it in the direction of the net to Cumbis. Down towards Anderson, Price looking to center. It's all the way out to Johnson. His pass picked off by Pasica. Esposito trying to muscle off Price. Esposito wins the battle against a couple of Prowlers, but Favaro ends up with the puck. Anderson with Favaro going to the net. Weaves, fires off a body. Sentinels looking to move out with numbers. Johnson had to bail out of that scrum with Esposito hanging outside the zone. Lockney comes back for the loose puck. Johnson, quick up to Anderson. Soft pass looking for Graham as Anderson took a hit from Pavlov. Comes right back to Blake Anderson. Goes the body right back into Pavlov. Penalty coming up against Blake Anderson. Cross-checking signaled, and then Anderson may have taken another penalty there on Collazo. Blake Anderson being peeled away from a couple of Sentinels before heading over to the Prowlers penalty box. You saw Anderson took this hit from Pavlov as he moved it. And then Anderson threw the body right into Pavlov. That was the cross check. And then Anderson gave a quick shot there to Collazo. You see Ryan Glazer immediately calling for a penalty. It looks like Blake Anderson is going to get 2 minor penalties here. So 2 minutes for roughing and 2 minutes for cross-checking against Blake Anderson. And the Prowlers PK will be tested here. 8 for 10 last weekend against Blue Ridge, while the Sentinels power play tied for 10th in the FBHL, went 0 for 4 last Friday in Watertown and did give up a shorthanded goal. Sentinels are giving up the most shorthanded goals so far this season with 7. Prowlers have yet to score a shorty this year. Indiana very successful on the power play last time they were here. But Dawson's pass back to the point eluded terrain. That's as good as a Prowler clear. This is 2 separate minor penalties. So if the Sentinels do score before this clock hits 2 minutes, it will reset down to 2 minutes. It's not like a major penalty, which continues after a goal. Glazer for Dawson, up to the line, Terrain. Colarusso looking down low to Collazo, in front for Dawson. Prowlers swarm him, and Favaro gets it off the boards and out. Terrain wires it around a quarter way through this Indiana power play, and Price with a good chop to clear it out. Zinchenko starts the engines. Zinchenko right up the gut, working in, off the post, no, that's in. They score. Bohdan Zinchenko went end to end. Steve Gowdy, the referee, called it a goal, but Alex Johnson says, wait a minute. Let's take another look. Did that go post, crossbar, post? They'll take a look with the overhead cameras. Unfortunately, we don't have that plugged in right now. Let's see if we can get another look at that, maybe slow it down. Take a look at it from our reverse angle here. Zinchenko off the post, off the crossbar. off the post. I don't think that one went in. I don't think that went in. At least from our angles, it doesn't look like it did. They're checking on it right now. Steve Gowdy was the one who called it a goal. Gowdy and Jonathan Sitarski, the ones who are looking at the iPad. And again, post, crossbar, other post. I mean, I would lean no goal based on the angles that we've seen. I don't know what angles they are seeing in there. Again, the call on the ice is a goal, and that's very important. As Chris Paul and the Prowlers bench awaits to find out, they will fall down 1-0 to the Indiana Sentinels for the third time in 3 meetings. Prowlers starting a very important stretch here. 4 games in 5 nights. As our own Brady Beaton is down there trying to learn what he can learn. They continue to look at the iPad. The longer this goes, the more likely it is to be overturned, is usually how it is. Yeah, another look here. Again, I think that hit post, crossbar, post. And you see Alex Johnson there right away signaling to his bench, no goal. My fear is that right now they're having, and this might be no goal here. No goal! It is waved off. It indeed hit the post. Brady Beaton, our sideline reporter, gave me that signal before the referee did, but you heard the crowd reaction. Let's take one last look at it. Zinchenko able to wheel up, get to the outside, and you see far post, crossbar, near post, does not cross the line. So the power play will continue for Indiana, still scoreless. 4.5 left to go in period 1. Prowlers get a quick clear here off the draw. And Vladislav Pavlov hands off for Zinchenko. Wheeling up the left wing side, Zinchenko trying to do it again. Good stick by Austin Federley. Cumbis able to find it and clear. Pavlov for Zinchenko. He's surrounded again. This time he fires it off the backboards. Brockway the first one there, and he gets it past Pavlov. First penalty is over. Second one has just begun. Prowlers 1 for 1 on the PK now, trying to make it 2 for 2 as Brockway rips it up through Pavlov and out. Craig up the left wing side, the big Denver Craig trying to squeeze past Hakala, couldn't do it, but the clearing attempt hit Lockhart. Pazika for Zinchenko, tried to center, comes right to Hakala, just got it out as Pazika was able to block it. But it went off his stick over the blue line. Sentinels reset. Here comes Pazika, right up the gut. Tied up by Decumbis. Play to an area. Lockhart, the first one there. Hard off the glass and all the way down. Sentinels have yet to be credited with a shot on goal during this power play. 3 minutes have elapsed. Collazo try to center it, comes all the way across. Colarusso up high, Pazika. Collazo sent it to the middle. Colarusso on net, pushed it wide. Pazika trying to step around Bazal. Collazo diving play made by Lockhart to get it out, and the fans appreciating that effort. Colazzo gave it right up to Price, who says, I'll take that and fire it down to your goaltender. 25 seconds left to go on the penalty to Blake Anderson. Romeo Terrain, slowly, hard off the near side corner boards. Retrieved by Oregon, and he'll float it all the way down. No shots for the Indiana Sentinels on the 4-minute double minor as Anderson gets set to step back out onto the ice. Devon Fields played it off a body. Here's Millette hustling after it. Millette with Johnson, got it there, and Werber with a toe save sliding across. Dawson off the boards and high down. Huber playing it away from Merrick Tortorella. Vinny DeCumbis able to chip it off the boards towards himself. Zinchenko looking to turn right back up. Ace Force back, minute 14 left to go in period 1. Flipped in by Pazika, glove down and covered by Bailey Huber. We'll take a timeout, still scoreless here in Port Huron after a goal was wiped off the board for the Sentinels.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
We got new coffee at the Milk House. It's good. Wow, this is really good. Really good. We also got matcha. I don't really understand it, but people love it. Mornings are a drag, but not anymore with our new coffee line. And on Black Friday, everything's 50% off, which is probably a bad business play, but you're welcome. Oh, and feel free to order online using our new app, because who wants to wait in line?
Stick around for the PHP Network Intermission Report. Brady Beaton and I will chat about this opening 20 minutes. The goal that was called off, he'll have a lot more insight as he was down there at the scorer's table for that whole thing. We'll also get some storylines, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up on the PHP Network First Intermission Report. Face off deep in the Prowlers' end. One back by Port Huron. Oregon, lead pass tipped in by Lockney. Marian Pazika rims it around. Zinchenko took a bump from Graham. Federley trying to poke it back in. Zinchenko. Now it's tied up right in front of the penalty boxes. In comes Hakala towards Lockney. He ran over a Sentinel. Hakala had to knock that puck down. And it comes all the way back down to the Prowler end. 30 seconds to go in period number 1. Oregon bounces up to Hakala. On for James, knocked away by Pazika. James takes Colazzo, pardon me. Mullins played it up the boards, got through Brockway. Kept alive by the Prowlers. 13 seconds left in the period. Esposito looking for one last rush. Price catches him on the back check. 3 seconds to go. Price just rims it up the boards. Colarusso to the cage. Knocked away. Huber, a save at the horn. Not sure if that will count as a shot on goal or not. But either way, Bailey Huber made the save. And we go into the intermission scoreless. Shots on goal favoring the Prowlers 11-4. We will take it down to ice level here as we have our Brady Beaton standing by with the man who waved off the goal immediately, Alex Johnson.
Down here ringside with Alex Johnson. Alec, first thing you saw, or first thing Will wanted me to talk about specifically, is on that disallowed goal, you immediately waved it off. What did you see from ice level?
Yeah, I had a front row seat because the guy kind of went around me. I had a bad gap. Got to clean that up a little bit on the kill, but I saw it go right off the post and straight back out at me. Indiana kept playing the puck too, so I don't think anybody on the ice except for the ref thought it was a goal.
So you guys on that penalty kill, a double minor, you don't allow a single shot on goal. What did you guys do well on that penalty kill?
It was just really aggressive all over the boards. Anytime they touched the puck, we were using our triggers and just clearing the puck constantly on them. We could clean up the penalty kill forecheck though a little bit.
All right, scoreless first period, unlike last week or last time they came here, is a high-scoring affair. What do you need to do to get on the board in the middle period?
Just keep working. I think we had more high-danger scoring opportunities than that period, and if we just stick to it, pucks are going to start going in on this guy.
Well, Johnny, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Will, back up to you.
Well, you got it from Alex Johnson, who had the best seat in the house to see that goal that did not go in, as the Prowlers and the Sentinels go into the locker room, tied up, scoreless. Once again, coming up on the PHP Network Intermission Report. Highlights, maybe. Well, we have a highlight or two, maybe. We'll find something. And analysis from Brady Beaton and myself. We'll also take a look at some storylines from around the FPHL, some suspensions that are not, and you will hear the Prowlers mentioned a couple of times during the storylines. We'll also take a look at our out-of-town scores and much more. It's all coming up right here on the PHP Network. Well, have you checked out the brand new Prowlers team store? It's located on the southwest end of McMorran Arena. And the online team store is coming back on Black Friday. So be sure to be checking out the Prowlers social media channels for that announcement. Again, coming back on Black Friday, the online Prowlers team store. But if you want to check it out before then, it is located on the southwest end of McMorran Arena, open every home game. And again, a permanent schedule still being worked on, but the new and improved Prowlers team store. Go in there, try things on, check things out, and get your new Prowlers merch, new stuff coming in all the time. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network. And when we come back, we'll chat about that opening 20 minutes. Stay tuned.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Congratulations on your engagement again, man. You know, you should get some life insurance.
I never really thought about that. How would I do that?
We can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. Congratulations on getting married, man. Have you gotten a house?
We just got one, actually, yeah.
Well, if you want, we can help you out with life insurance at Zach Egan State Farm to cover your mortgage. Is Olin a year old now?
He is.
Wow. Have you guys got life insurance set up on him yet?
I haven't even thought about it yet.
Oh.
How would I go about that?
Well, we can help you with that at Zach Egan State Farm. High five?
Yeah, and we should have gotten life insurance years ago.
Hey, Ken. We've actually got a policy for people your age at Zach Egan State Farm. Give us a call.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Explore the 140 miles of stunning shoreline along Lake Huron. That is Michigan's Thumb Coast. Discover charming coastal towns, serene beaches, and endless outdoor adventures. Stay at cozy hotels, paddle through pristine blue waters, and hit the fairways along breathtaking views. Plan your perfect getaway at bluewater.org.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers and the Sentinels scoreless through 20 minutes of play. It's hockey and gridiron night here at McMorran Place, and as such, how about a little retro football action there on the ice? Will Wiggleman alongside Brady Beaton up here in the broadcast booth. Brady, you're the first one to give that no-goal signal. Well, maybe after Alex Johnson.
Yeah, I was a little nosy down there, but you know, they were on it right away saying no goal, and I wanted to get you down there. You have me down there running around. Figure I need to do this with my feet for a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, you got down there, you got in between the box. What were they telling you? They didn't
tell me anything. I more overheard everything I needed to hear. So it was a lot of just, you know, trying to read lips and getting in the way. But no, they just said right away, all they said was official challenge, or not official challenge, excuse me, officials review, not a challenge. That it just went off the post and back out, about as simple as can be. Just straight up wasn't a goal.
So again, not a coach's challenge, as Brady said. So Prowlers did not have to challenge it, although Alex Johnson looked like he was trying to challenge it. We are working on Brady's audio here, up here in the booth. But yeah, again, you talked to Alex Johnson, and kind of funny. He said he had the best seat in the house because he had a bad gap, but you know, I think it was pretty clear off of our replays, and I'm sure it was even more clear once they did get the overhead shots on there, down there on the iPad, that puck did not cross the goal line. I was surprised the review took as long as it did.
Well, yeah, I mean, half the time it's just getting everything set up, and I'm sure you've told them, the fans at home, a lot. It's not the same angle that you get at home. So
correct.
Despite all the great work at the PHP, they only get the same two angles, so sometimes it can be frustrating if you have a great look with your camera, but you know, they only have the two angles to work with. I've had to deal with, you know, something similar in other spots, and yeah, you're thinking, okay, well, we have the proof, but it's kind of like a witness's testimony that gets thrown out in court.
Right.
You know it's there, but legally and by the letter of the law, you have to get rid of it. All right, I think.
Apologies, I think we found Brady's
all right,
audio.
there we go. There was just a little bit of a loose cord. I've never been accused of being too quiet, so
no.
I'm glad we're there and got it going. So apologies to anyone wearing headphones out there, but it was it was good to see that goal get overturned for the Prowlers' sake. Just because that first period down there on the bench, maybe not quite as emotionally charged. I think part of it, one, it's a midweek. You didn't have your normal break. Two, both sides know, especially for Port Huron, it's the first of 4 and 5 days. So you don't. It's a marathon. You're not gonna come out of the gates all gung ho and burn everything out right here. So it's been kind of a feeling out process. Prowlers doing it more so on the defensive end, waiting for those high octane opportunities like Johnny was talking about.
And they are getting those opportunities. They're getting some good chances on net, getting some opportunities on the rush. But John Werber has had a great start tonight. He played really well in Binghamton his first couple of games. Hasn't played in the last few weeks. He was dealing with a lower body injury. But what have you seen from him, I guess, besides his glove hand? Because his glove hand has been very active tonight.
Well, I think, Will, and you'd be the first to admit, to know this, that this is not the same Indiana team that was playing in late October. They've retooled things very quickly. Not that they're a championship level team necessarily right now, but they are a respectable team that it's not, all right, dump the pucks out and don't trip over yourselves. And they've just gotten a little better. And I think the other thing is 11 shots, been able to get into a little bit of a rhythm. And, sometimes you talk to goalies and they'll say the hardest ones are nights like tonight on the flip side where you only get 4 shots, where you might go 3-4 minutes without a shot against. If you're getting 11 shots in a period, you're not getting overwhelmed, you're not getting tired, but you're able to find a little bit of a rhythm, and I think that's what we saw in the first period.
And for Bailey Huber, one of those 4 shots, a little partial breakaway from Ryan Glazer, and that was one that he had to be sharp on.
Yeah, and a couple times the post did help him. Rang out a couple times in that first period.
Rang out a couple times in the same shot.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, he's had to be sharp on some. And for Bailey, it can be hard when you're not expecting it. And still, a team that in Indiana is also trying to figure out what they are. So, if as a team they don't know what they are, it's pretty hard for Chris Paulin and Matt Graham and Alex Johnson to tell their teams what they're going up against. Because Indiana's still trying to figure out exactly what they are. I know they're starting to stabilize the roster a little bit. You're not seeing 7 guys in, 7 guys out of the lineup on a nightly basis, but that's the other side of things is you're not 100% sure what's coming from the other side still.
And if we're making football references tonight, Indiana's kind of been like a last chance for some of these players. You look at guys like Denver Craig, who was with Blue Ridge, got released, and then ended up here. You look at Alexander Jeanette, who started the season with Columbus. Even guys like Romeo Terrain and Brendan Spinelli, who were in training camp with the Prowlers. Nolan Dawson, another guy that started with Blue Ridge. And, you just keep going down the list of these guys who are picked up off the scrap heap. And you know what? Sometimes you can get productive players out of that. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but that's what this Indiana team is. So you do have a lot of players who are really fighting for their pro careers right now.
Yeah, and sometimes with those guys, you'll get, Binghamton for the last 5 years, it feels like they've been an established team. Like, you basically know who their top six has been. With slight tweaks here or there, maybe a guy gets a call up for a weekend or two, but you know who's going to be in there. For a long time, you knew who was going to be in Carolina. So there's not a lot of room to fit in, and when you do, you're a third-line guy, you're a 7th D-man. So sometimes when you get that opportunity and the shackles are taken off and it's a brand-new opportunity, you find out you've got a little more than maybe you thought.
And how about a guy like Bohdan Zinchenko, who's really able to show that last year after being kind of a third-line guy with Danbury to start the year, became a top guy on the Dashers and proved himself enough to become a trade deadline acquisition by the Athens Rock Lobsters, who were gunning for a championship last year. And he's a guy who's come here to Indiana and done really the same thing. He's been a real leader for this team, and from what I've heard from people within that organization, people within the locker room, he's also become a leader there as a guy who's there's not a lot of established players on that team.
And unfortunately for Zinchenko, probably about a month ago, he was feeling like it was a little PTSD for him, going through similar stuff that what happened out in Illinois was happening in Indiana. So hopefully all that's by the wayside. And I guess the one nice thing is, you can. I had an old coach tell me the seat of equivalent benefits. So he had to go through all that in in Illinois, in Danville. Well, now the growth from that is he's here in Indiana, and he can help maneuver some people that maybe are in charge or in positions of power that he knows, like, hey, here's the mistakes that were made. All right, we're trying to right the ship. We're not going to get it right in a day. Here's how you can incrementally get better and things like that. And like you said, he studied the product on the ice as well.
Bogdan Zinchenko leads the Sentinels this season with 8 goals and 10 points. Scored the first hat trick in team history on a Friday night here at McMorran Place. Thought he had the opening goal of the game. It was overturned as it hit the posts and never crossed the goal line. We'll have more coming up on the Intermission Report next here on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
On Prowlers Hockey. Shot. Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers and Sentinels scoreless here through 20 minutes of play. Will Wiggleman back with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Let's get some business done before we get to period number 2. And we start with our storylines from around the league from this half a week that we've had so far. Couple with the Blue Ridge Bobcats. We start with Alexei Kulikov being activated off the IR. Kulikov last played against the Port Huron Prowlers that first weekend in November on the 8th when he was knocked out of the game after he and Tim Morgan got into a battle in front of the net. And Morgan gave him a good cross check, and Kulikov ended up down on the ice, and he's been on the IR since, so he is back and will likely play tonight for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Speaking of the Bobcats and a man who will be able to play tonight, Seth Bacon had his suspension rescinded. He was going to be suspended tonight for a slash at the end of Saturday's game against, guess who, the Port Huron Prowlers. In that final melee of the weekend, that penalty, and well, not the penalty, but the suspension has been rescinded after video review. So Bacon is all set to go. Bacon's on the grill for tonight's game for the Blue Ridge Bobcats. Finally, a suspension that is being held up belongs to Yaroslav Yevdokimov of the Biloxi Breakers. That was also a slash, this one a little bit more blatant, against the Monroe Moccasins in the Breakers' 9-1 loss on Sunday. Yevdokimov does have to sit a game as the Breakers host the Columbus River Dragons here tonight on the evening before Thanksgiving. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast here tonight. Maybe you're prepping some side dishes. Maybe you're getting that turkey ready to get thrown in the oven early tomorrow. We're glad you're tuning in from your living rooms, your kitchens, with friends and family, or by yourself. Thank you so much for having us be part of your Wednesday evening. Let's take a look at what's going on around the FPHL with our out-of-town scoreboard. One game began before this one, and that was the Danbury Hat Tricks and the Binghamton Black Bears. 5-3. The score there for Binghamton, and I think they may have just scored again. It's now 6-3 Black Bears, as they have scored 5 unanswered goals in the second period, or between the second and third periods. Their early stages in the third, and it's 6-3 Binghamton. Austin DeRazio has a hat trick. CJ Stubbs also a hat trick for the Black Bears. Drew Welsh 2 goals for the hat tricks, and Johnny Ruiz the other for Danbury. PD Ice Cats with a 2-0 lead on the Blue Ridge Bobcats through 20 minutes of play down in Florence. Patrick Marcinkovic and Trevor Lord, the goal scorers in that one. Getting set to drop the puck in just a couple of minutes from Mississippi Coast Coliseum. The Biloxi Breakers and the Columbus River Dragons. Josh Rosenzweig between the pipes for the Breakers and Trevor Babin for the Dragons. Finally, the Monroe Moccasins and the Baton Rouge Zydeco will also be dropping the puck very shortly. Of course, here scoreless between the Prowlers and the Indiana Sentinels. You see Bailey Huber there heading over to his goal crease as we get Aiden Vision going around that net. Take a good look at Bailey Huber. Now let's take a good look at our game stats from this one so far. Prowlers outshooting the Sentinels 11-4, the 4 shots against in that opening period. The second fewest shots given up by the Prowlers in any period this season. Both teams 0 for on the man advantage as the Prowlers killed off a 2-minute double minor to Blake Anderson. Bailey Huber in the goal crease down to our left. 4 saves on 4 Sentinels shots. Meanwhile, John Werber in the goal crease down to our right. 11 saves on 11 Prowlers shots. And I am pleased to welcome up to the broadcast booth Prowlers defenseman Brian Parsons.
What's up, Wiggles? Thanks for having me, buddy.
Brian, why are you up here and not down there?
Just having too much fun last weekend, as I was telling people.
Little too much fun.
Yep.
What'd you think of that first period?
It wasn't bad. I think we got lucky kind of on that goal that they overturned. But the boys just need to step it up a little bit more and bring some more intensity, bring the body, and I think it'll be better for us.
I think Alex Johnson said he got the best view on the ice because of his bad gap.
Yeah.
He said that in his walk-off interview. He's good for a good quote.
Yeah, exactly. 1 or 2.
We learned that on the coaches show together.
That we did.
Yeah, that was a fun time over at Wings.
We always have a fun time over there.
Yeah. Here's a chance for Collazo getting spun around. Dawson battling for it behind the net, and now Collazo tried to center for Glazer. And Nick Favaro finally able to get it up the boards and out. Lockney for Hakala, streaking in and a save by Werber.
Good start, good start. Get a shout out from Section 9 right there, calling us out.
Oh, Section 9 loves us.
That is fair. They bring the energy for the crowd.
Oh, they bring a lot of energy. I'll tell you that for sure. How about R2 Hakala, who just took that shot? What's he been like in the locker room?
He's kind of a quiet guy. Oh, doesn't know much English, so he's learning, but
off the crossbar from Tim Organ with a drive from the boards. Federley lost an edge. Bucell came back to grab the puck, up to Millette, working in with Bazal heading towards the net. Millette handoff for Organ. Tried to sweep it out in front, had Bucell at the side of the crease. Millette hard off the kick plate. Prowlers cycling. Jonas Lias pushed into the boards. Zinchenko moved it up for Esposito. Working on Organ. Esposito drops the shoulder. Taken in the corner, then wrestled down to the ice by Organ, and that's a penalty.
Physical play is picked up a little bit here.
A hold signaled against Oregon. Prowlers back to the PK here. And a successful PK there in period 1. What did you see on that? That penalty kill in the first period?
It was good movement, good communication. I know we implemented some new systems this week. Not too much change, but just a lot of things that really makes you think and have to use your words to communicate with the fellas to execute properly.
Hey, don't worry, you don't have to draw it up for us. We won't reveal the secrets. Chris Paul won't let me in the locker room anymore.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I might even get ridiculed for that one.
Here's Bodan Zinchenko giving it off to Pavlov. Wrister through traffic, knocked down in front. Huber able to make the save on the second opportunity, and Luke James gets it out. Esposito on the left wing side. Cross corner dump. Lockhart batted that one out of play, and that's delay game.
Not what you want to see. That's a tough play right there.
Tough play for the roommate.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make a play on the puck, but sometimes it just gets the best of you.
So 5-on-3 for a minute and 30 seconds. Big opportunity for the Sentinels to get the scoring started.
I think we'll be good. We've been pretty dominant on the 5-on-3.
Prowlers with technically 3 defensemen out there is Austin Federley taking the faceoff.
Love to see that.
Pavlov walks the blue line. Gave it off. Craig lets it go. Blocked by Brockway. And Federley got in front of Craig's pass attempt. Craig goes down to the corner to Jonas Elias, former Prowler. Zinchenko centering feed off of Federley, sticking down the ice.
Good active stick, if you like to see.
Brockway wincing a little bit as he gets to the bench, gets some taps from his teammates. Esposito wheeling in, left wing side, and Huber shuts him down. Esposito able to keep in the clearing attempt. Craig all the way around, tried the wrap, and Huber put the stick down on the goal line. No entry.
I think he may have gotten a little help from Heikla right there, lending a stick, but you always love to see that. Especially a nice jam at the post.
Good long reach for the big man, Denver Craig. Oh, he didn't get it all the way around.
Beautiful, though.
Well, we'll give him credit for the save, though.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Federley and Collazo get this face off. Glazer trying to take it to the net. Puck bouncing. Johnson able to control it enough to clear it down. 35 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Colarusso leaves it for Terrain. Lead pass, Glazer. Taken in. Collazo blew a tire, and Johnson fires it all the way down as Favara had to go ducking for cover.
Took his head off right there. 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left in the 5-on-3 as Colarusso throws on the brakes at the blue line. Off for Terrain, straight on to Collazo, back to Terrain. The one-timer blocked by Brockway.
Shot blocking machine.
Collazo taken in by Oregon, fresh out of the box, and they're able to get it past the diving Terrain. Johnson gets to the dump in. He's surrounded. Colarusso trying to grab the puck. Johnson has it. Has Bucell breaking shorthanded. Bucell collects it off the boards. Sharp angle try off of Werber's glove. And out comes Glazer just as the penalty to Lockhart expires. So a long 5-on-3 survived by the Prowlers. One shot on net during the 5-on-3 portion of the show for Indiana. Here's Favaro looking for offense. And Werber able to knock it away. Esposito off the headman feed. Waiting for help. Gave it to Elias right along the ice bit wide. Esposito on the far half wall. Trying to bring it in, gave it away. Price couldn't go the other direction. Good job by Pavlov. Let's go Prowlers chance from this pretty nice crowd here at McMorran. There's Ben Brockway, the puck on his stick. That's a guy who eats pucks for breakfast.
That is
we saw on that penalty kill.
With no milk either.
Pavlov, home run pass cut off by Millette.
Oh, yeah. A little self-interference there.
Oregon back for it in his own end, cycled it up to Bazell. Off the wall, couldn't get it out. Craig wraps it around when Merrick Tortorello gets to it along with Oregon. Rim back around to the far side. Mullins kept it in. Bucell jumps on it. Got it to Bazell. Back to Bucell. He's surrounded. Merrick Tortorella makes a move around Oregon. His pass behind Craig. He'll cycle it down and around. Loose puck, Millette after it. Bucell up to Johnson leading the rush. Outside Millette. Bazell spins back to Graham at the point. Touches it to an area. Millette scoops it up there. Fired it on net. And Werber, the glove save. and he'll get a whistle. Just over 6 minutes gone in period 2. Prowlers PK hard at work, and they keep it scoreless here on the PHP Network. Will Wiggleman and Brian Parsons back here at McMorran Place. Prowlers and Sentinels still searching for the game's first goal. Now, Parsons, this week during practice, you were put on the gray line.
Yes.
Up at forward.
Yep.
When I saw that, I actually had no idea that you were suspended. I thought you were jumping up. You know, with all your points, you could jump up and fill in up
Hey,
front.
I would do that. Got to bring the energy. Get a little wild in there sometimes.
Yeah, hard on the forecheck.
Yeah, got to hunt pucks. Oh, no.
Palazzo hunting a puck off the turnover, and Huber bails out Brett Lockhart. Palazzo's centering feed, picked up by Lockney. Prowlers move the other direction. Lockney backhanded in front, sticked away by Werber. At the point, it's Johnson. D to D, Favaro. Rister punched out by Werber. Sentinels able to clear it out of the middle of the ice, but a good keep there by Johnson. Hakala to Lockney behind the net. Working it up top. Prowlers starting a change here as Blake Anderson steps off the bench. Pass to Lockney, who's in his skates. Colazzo off the corner boards looking towards Dawson. Lockney tipped it away from him, but out of the zone. Lockney looks to turn right back up. Wheeling in, 1-on-5. Tried to spin it back, taken away. High flip by Colazzo, flagged down by Favaro. Cleared all the way down, and icing called against Indiana, trying to sneak that change in here. We're looking for a pre-game meal. Zip Sauce Burgers, located in the Industrial Park Marathon. Zip Sauce, the official burger of the Port Huron Prowlers. You a burger guy?
A little bit, here and there.
Here and there.
Depends where we're getting it.
Like to mix it in.
Not an everyday thing.
Off the draw, Oregon. He'll get down off the corner boards. Price wheeling around behind the net. Turnaround try.
Great shot.
Price again, scores!
Beautiful.
Second time's the charm for Bobby Price as he opens the scoring.
Good on Price right there to stick with the rebound. Hold his position.
They caught Werber sliding to his right. Price goes upstairs, pick up his third goal of the year.
Can always count on Bobby to get the boys going when we need it.
Fans loving it.
It's one of Bobby's finer qualities.
The Prowlers finally rewarded on shot number 18 of this game. And they're looking for more. Johnson off a body. Millette trying to spin off a check. Had Bucell right in front, couldn't get it to him. Favaro steps up. And now the Sentinels try and regroup. Lead fast, escape Leas. And that's an icing again against the Indiana Sentinels. Just over 8 minutes gone in period 2. So Vinny DeCumbis picks up the only assist on the goal by Bobby Price, the icebreaker tonight. Yeah, rip to that top corner.
Oh yeah, right upstairs. Should be a good offensive draw right here. Got tired legs out there for the Sentinels.
Bounced around to Pazika, just trying to get it out. Zinchenko couldn't play it away from Federley. Oregon, right up the gut, has help. Got it to Hakala, forehand save, rebound, score!
There we go.
Matt Graham crashing the crease, deposits it in the empty cage, 2-0 Prowlers.
Beautiful play shot right there by Hakala.
The importance of shooting for a rebound.
Yep. Hakala was also talking before the game. He had to switch it up a little bit. Hadn't had a point in a while. So it looks like it paid off for him.
Tim Morgan's loving it. He's the one who started the whole rush. Prowlers defenseman certainly known to be active, and Tim Morgan one of them.
Matt Graham cleaning up the trash, like always.
Here's a bad bounce, and Glazer returns the favor and gets the Sentinels on the board. So just like that, seconds later, the Sentinels get one from Ryan Glazer, who's had a hot stick.
Bad bounce.
Right off of Brockway's skate, Glazer right there. And it's a quick shot. Huber unable to get set.
Gotta go
back to a 1-goal Prowler lead.
Gotta go back to work, that's all.
Price, who scored the first Prowler goal, played to an area. Colarusso jumped up on it. Here's Anderson, cutting in. Blake Anderson straight on, let it go, and Werber snatches it with the glove. Had some traffic in front. That goal by Glazer looks like it's going to go down 7 seconds after the Graham goal.
He's had a hot stick against us usually.
Ever since that hat trick against the Prowlers, he's scored in each game since. That's now a 4-game goal streak for Ryan Glazer. Here's Bucell. Stepping up the wall, try to get it down to Federley. It was tied up. Federley won the battle. High flip. Drops for Craig. Played it with his hand.
Hand
and
pass.
That's a hand pass. And it's Merrick Tortorella, the next one to touch it. Here we are up here in the booth. Will Wiggleman, Brian Parsons alongside me. I was saying during the commercial break, we might have a future in this.
Yeah, right. I am known for talking.
Yeah,
People will not deny that.
Just ask any referee in this league,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Hey, I'm nice to all of them. I just chat it up, you know?
Yeah.
Got it.
I know, I've heard some hot mics that say otherwise from referees.
No comment. Complete the fifth on that one.
Alex Johnson looking for a headman feed. Got to Hakalo, tips the puck in. Pavlov wheeling back up. His pass off a stick. Blow it back up. Graham going to the net. Lockney with it. Lockney to Graham.
Hey, there we go.
Matt Graham in his office, right at the top of the crease, gets his second.
Beautiful. Some beautiful net drive, I like to say right there. Big on the net drive.
Second of the night for Matt Graham, 7th of the season. And he's another guy, you talked about Artu Hakala earlier, another guy who hadn't been on the score sheet in a little bit. There's a great angle of that pass.
Beautiful. Those boots still got something in them. Flying past the D.
And not to be understated, I don't know who it was who got the stick on the original pass by Pavlov as he was trying to go across, disrupted the pass, and it was a quick counter by the Prowlers, and that's what made that whole play happen, is that back check even at the Sentinels blue line.
Absolutely pressure hard.
Here's DeCumbis trying to put it back towards the net. Price cycles down low for Anderson, but got fooled by the Zamboni door. Anderson wheeling around.
Good dish.
Morgan, a drive gloved and held by Werber. We will take a timeout. The goals coming fast and furious here. Matt Graham 2, Prowlers 3, and Indiana Sentinels 1. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
Back here on the PHP Network here, ringside with Coach Chris Paul and Coach. Not a lot of scoring for the majority of the first half of the game, then a flurry. What did you see the last 4 or 5 minutes of action?
Yeah, we're starting to move our feet better. The zone entries have been better. Some really good passes, so it's, we got to keep it going here.
So it's been a quick burst. How do you sustain this for the next 30 minutes of hockey?
We got to be more physical. I still think we're not playing physical enough. I think if we play more physical, we'll have the puck a heck of a lot more.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
You got it.
Will, back to you. Thanks, Paulie.
Back here at McMorran Place, Prowlers with a 3-1 lead on the Indiana Sentinels. Ryan Parsons, a lot of offense in this second period. What have you seen?
No hesitation in the game, I believe. In our game, really just like getting the puck and not being indecisive and just like making a decision with it, which has led to good stuff.
Off this quick face-off, Colazzo had it stolen by Millette, wheeling around the net. Reggie Millette gave it off for Lockhart. Get down low, Bizal continues the pressure. Colazzo, backhand flip, leaping grab by Millette. Loves it down on his backhand. Saucer feed, Lockhart down to Bizal. All the way around it goes, Millette trying to fight off checks from Colarusso. They continue to battle for it. Pops out. Bazal shot rose over top of the cage. Landed on the back of the net. They continue to try and play it. Bazal trying to stuff it. Bucell down to a knee. Penalty coming up against Indiana. Millette working up high. Actually, they blew it dead.
A quick whistle.
So we'll get the penalty call, but our Brady Beaton during that TV timeout was standing alongside Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin.
Back here on the PHP Network here, ringside with Coach Chris Paul and Coach. Not a lot of scoring for the majority of the first half of the game, then a flurry. What did you see the last 4 or 5 minutes of action?
Yeah, we're starting to move our feet better. The zone entries have been better. Some really good passes, so it's we got to keep it going here.
So it's been a quick burst. How do you sustain this for the next 30 minutes of hockey?
We got to be more physical. I still think we're not playing physical enough. I think if we play more physical, we'll have the puck a heck of a lot more.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck the rest of the way.
You got it.
Will, back to you.
Thank you, Brady. Along with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. Did not see who went into the penalty box here. Looks like it's Richie Colarusso heading to the box. 2 minutes for holding.
I'd love to give a little shout out to Brady there on that mustache hair combo he's got going on. Is pretty lethal.
Only style here on the PHP Network. You didn't see my pregame open. I was wearing a Port Huron High School football helmet.
Were you? I did not.
For hockey and gridiron night.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was one of the pictures I was
watch it back
in the group message.
You can watch it back later on the PHP Network. Yeah, I picked it up last night. You saw the picture last night.
There we go.
Oh, and Colarusso is being asked to leave here.
Ooh, I wonder what happened. Wonder what he said.
Yeah, wonder if, I think you can take a few guesses.
Yeah,
you know a thing or two. Aiden Brinker in the perfect spot to get the walk of shame there.
So we got repping Gowdy and who?
Satarski.
Satarski, okay.
Friends of yours?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Abuse of officials, the 10-minute misconduct on Colarusso. So a 2 and 10 for him. And we'll see if Colarusso should return for period 3.
That'll do it.
The Prowlers get working on their second power play of the night. They're 0 for 1. Terrain able to find that missed pass and fire it around and make Austin Federley chase. Austin Federley tonight tying Dalton J for games played in a Prowlers sweater, 3rd all time. Oh, that guy, he's been around a little bit.
Just a bit. How many games, do you know?
329.
Oh, wow, there you go. Play till the wheels fall off, baby. I believe you said that once or twice.
Yes, on the coach's show, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think we did say on the coach's show. Here comes Federley. Back pass for Alex Johnson, who sits number 2 on that all-time games played list as a Prowler. Wrapping around towards Matt Graham, who's number 1. Loaded on, net kicked out by Pavlov, trying to spring Glazer shorthanded. Nice back check by Millette. In comes Lockney. Graham towards the net, and Pavlov able to knock it away. Matt Graham came into this game without a point in his last 3 or a goal in his last 7. He's got 2 in this second period. Lockney lost an edge, and they call a hand pass there, and that might be just as well for the Prowlers.
Saved the breakaway.
24 seconds left to go on a power play that hasn't gotten much going yet. They'll switch back to that first unit, and the face-off will be at center ice. Shots 21-8 Prowlers, 11-4 in this second period, just as it was at the end of period 1. Austin Federley wheeling up. Dropped it off for Anderson. Into the offensive zone, Blake Anderson bounces it around to Price. Up high it goes, Federley to the net, deflected, save, rebound, and Werber gets the glove on top just as the power play expires.
Good shot there by Fetch, just getting it through. Sometimes those are more dangerous than a direct shot because you get a stick on it.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about how hard you shoot, right?
Exactly, it's where you put it. Place it right to that high forward for a tip.
That's certainly something I've complimented you on the broadcast
yeah,
before.
I'm sure.
That ability to just get the pucks through.
Exactly.
You never know what's going to happen.
It's all you got to do.
You know, between the times I've apparently insulted you.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about that.
Few and far between, but it's okay.
Prowlers digging away in the offensive zone. Bazal up to the point. Lockhart D to D. Oregon through traffic, and Werber has it.
There we go. LJ mixing it up a little bit.
That's his game.
Oh yeah. Got to get to the blue paint.
He'll get a change, and the Prowlers will send out a line of Bucell, Millette, and Price. A little bit of line juggling after the power play. 6:47 left to go in the second.
Been a pretty good time in attack here. Hopefully we can generate something.
Romeo Terrain trying to clear it, and it did just get past Favaro. Johnson bounced it up to Millette. Esposito gave it away. Knocked down by Fields. Johnson trying to play, gave it away to Esposito. Pass off, one more across. That was knocked away. Now the Prowlers have a chance on the counter, but Terrain stepped in front of the cross-ice pass.
Good hit by Bucell right in front of their bench.
There's a chance knocked away by Favaro. That was Jeanette trying to get to the net. Icing waved off. Jeanette, the first one on it. Wrap try by Glazer didn't work, and then Jeanette's try off a boot and up out of play. Price and Glazer battling there a little bit. They'll head back to where they're supposed to be. I was interested to see tonight if Prowlers tried to go after Ryan Glazer a little more after the hit on Brett Lockhart a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that one's just been put to rest because I know no one will answer for it. But, you know, like we said, you still got to play him 12, 13 more times, so we'll be seeing. You know, we got to worry about one guy. It's all 18 guys on the roster. That's the way our culture is built.
Puck comes out. Pavlov. Around behind a Glazer, trying to return it. Save Huber, puck still loose. Dawson scores! Able to wrap it all the way around. And Nolan Dawson brings Indiana back within one.
Looks like Lockhart could have caught in a high stick in there somewhere.
Take another look.
Ooh, friendly fire, I believe.
And Dawson came all the way around. There's our overhead cameras. Look at that. I think this is the first time we've ever had overhead cameras here on the PHP network. And good look at the stuff there by Dawson. Picks up his first goal of the season, first career pro goal for Nolan Dawson. So it's a 3-2 game, 5:43 left to go in the second. After a scoreless first, we've had 5 here in the middle frame. Glazer pick up the only assist.
I believe we might get a coach's challenge. Goalie interference, if I had to guess, after watching the replay.
Maybe a little goalie interference challenge here from the goaltender behind the bench, Chris Poling.
Yeah, if I watched that correctly, I think the Indiana player gave Lockhart job, a little extra boost into the net.
Yeah, Glazer pushed Lockhart into Huber, and that's what they're looking at. And we do get to look at those overhead cameras. That's a big win for the fellas here on the PHP network.
That is huge. If you only knew.
That is the angle, or at least one of the angles that they will be looking at. Let's take another look here. Watch Glazer, see the right of your screen, pushing Lockhart right into Huber. And that is the decision being made. You can see there, I mean, he pushes him in. That's
clear as day.
As clear as you can see. So they'll have to decide if that impeded Huber from playing his position and if that's enough to overturn this goal.
I mean, he is extended, but you see that outside leg or left leg coming back as Lockhart gets shoved into him.
So Jonathan Satarski and Steve Gowdy, the referees, back at the iPad for the second time in this game. They overturned an Indiana goal back in the first period. See if they do it again this time, although this one certainly less black and white than the one from period 1.
Two in a row might be a record, though, for the iPad.
Yeah, 2 in a row working for the iPad.
It's a huge win for the Prowlers network here.
We got some looks there on our Elite Electric replay. Austin Federley, Ashton Colazzo representing their squads over at the referee circle. Well, the fans in the stands have made their decision.
Section 9, obviously. So there's got to be a little downtime for you right now on these type of calls.
Yeah, this is
not much action to go off of.
Well, if you were listening back last week and a couple weeks ago in Blue Ridge, you heard some wild things coming out of my mouth during those long breaks. That was,
I am sure.
There's a lot to figure out. Another look at the overhead angle. Yeah, Huber has to dive across here. And again, as his first push across, he ran into Lockhart and just had to extend the glove. And no goal again.
Got the wave, perfect. I'm no expert, but that's what I was thinking.
That's why we have you up here.
Yeah, exactly. It's extra set of eyes. Birdman, ecstatic, firing up the crowd.
Birdman is loving it.
Here we go, back to work, fellas.
So 2 called off for Indiana. Faceoff will come outside the Prowlers' end. Still 1 goal on 9 shots now for the Sentinels.
Do you know our record on coaches' challenges so far?
I do not.
Ooh, that'd be a good stat.
That is, you know what? That would be a great stat. See, I don't think the first one was a coach's challenge. From what I was told, that was just an official review.
Yes, correct. It's been overall in the year.
Yeah. They can't beat the coach's challenge from Game 3 against Danbury last year.
No.
In the playoffs. That was a season-altering coach's challenge.
Those are the ones we like to see. Would really mean something like that.
Austin Federley wheeling up the right wing side.
Good dish.
Got it to DeCumbus. Has it come back to him. DeCumbus to the trailer. Favaro off the bench. Wrist shot swallowed up by Werber. And guess who? At the top of the crease, Luke James.
Luke James not afraid to get into those dirty areas. Tough guy for his size. Surprising, but you know him personally.
Especially with the commercial where Austin Federley calls him the softest on the team.
Yeah, fair.
So anyone who's watching our commercials might be surprised by that as well.
The Banana Man.
Banana Man. Craig off the boards, out of the zone. Johnson.
Oh, good
patience. Off to Millette. Wheeling back, under 5 to go in period 2. A 3-1 lead for the Prowlers. Long lead pass for Millette, able to bring it back in. Millette whips it across to Favaro. Spins around behind the cage. Favaro jump past Devon Fields. Pavlov able to take the puck away. Eric Tortorella steps around Bazal. Working against the sea of Prowlers, gave it away. Favaro up to Millette. Works in, chased down by Merrick Tortorella. Millette double team, trying to push around behind the net. Penalty coming up. Here's Lockhart to drive. And Werber just got a piece.
Gotta get off, Reggie.
Fields grabs the puck. We'll get the call. And you see Reggie Millette working in, and Devon Fields came over. So did Ryan Glazer. And
easy call.
Or Merrick Tortorella, pardon me. But Merrick Tortorella going to the box. He caught Millette up high. Prowlers to their third man advantage of the game. Millette's unit will go out to start things off.
See if we can find some success here. Build the lead a little bit for us.
And he's certainly a big guy to have back in the lineup, Reggie Millette. We'll actually have this power play when we come back here on the PHP Network.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry
Howie's. Back here at McMorran Place, Will Wiggleman, Brian Parsons with you for the final 4 minutes or so of period number 2. Prowlers to the power play as Merrick Tortorella is off 2 minutes for cross-checking. As we look at it again, good view from Aiden Vision here.
Ooh, Aiden.
There you go.
It's a good hard play, but you just got to keep the hands down.
Yeah.
You got to pressure a hard player like that who's very skillful, but you got to stay under control.
Prowler's top unit gets to work. Nick Favaro down to Graham. Graham has passed Favaro for the team leading goal. Score! There's one. Reggie Millette. Outside wrister, power play goal, took 9 seconds. Let's watch Werber here. Not sure if he was just not set. Just a quick wrister.
Almost looked like he didn't know where the puck was for a second.
Oh, see? The head fake. Reggie Millette never looked at the net before he shot that puck.
Big goal for Reggie right there.
9 seconds after drawing the penalty, Reggie Millette has his 3rd goal of the year. Welcome back to the lineup, Reggie Millette.
Good way to hop back in. Hop back into the lineup, scoring a big one for the fellas. Like I said before, just gonna keep building.
A 3-goal advantage for Port Huron. It's what they won by a week ago against the Blue Ridge Bobcats down in Virginia. This 4-1 score. Pezika off the boards, gave it away to Luke James. High flip in, but a little too high. Let's call that a field goal on Hockey and Gridiron Night.
Kidding. I think Indiana was looking for a delayed game penalty, even though the original penalty was already called.
And also using the neutral zone.
Yes.
That's. Oh, there is a penalty coming up, though. Tim Morgan heading to the box.
I believe it was a roughing call.
Matt Graham and Lucas Lockney get the assists. How about a 3rd point of the night for Matt Graham?
Sees a fight now, a little Gordie Howe.
See if we can find this penalty against Oregon. Must have been something behind the play.
Yeah, it was right at our own blue line.
The Sentinels in their 5th man advantage of the night. It's Zinchenko trying to force it all the way across, hit a stick. Esposito able to pull it away from Johnson. Elias, stick handling, floated it through. And Craig couldn't knock it out of the air. Zinchenko shot off of Lockhart, caught him up high. Anderson started going the other direction, but Brett Lockhart needs some attention here. He's down and hurt. Bridget Smith, the Prowlers trainer, coming out to check on Brett Lockhart.
I believe that was a ricochet off the stick.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I think that hit his stick first.
I wouldn't be too worried though. Lockhart is built different. Mass guy, tough as nails.
Something about those mass guys, huh?
Oh yeah, exactly. He's built different.
Yeah.
New England, baby. Seems to be all right.
Cracking a smile there on the bench as he's checked out by Bridget.
Those are the ones you just kind of got to laugh about.
Sentinels tried to bring that one back in, but offside. Lockhart back for the first time after a few games. Missed the last 3. Upper body injury. And takes that one to the upper body. Pavlov centered it for Zinchenko, who enters the offensive zone. Slips past a check. Lias and Favaro after it. Now Zinchenko. Blanketed by Brockway, who takes him in.
Great hit and pin.
Favaro takes down Lias. Brockway continuing to pin that puck. It's pulled out. Passed up top in Pavlov's skates. Puts it back down to the corner. Craig wheeling up high. Hands it off for Pavlov. Esposito, backdoor look. And Brockway able to get in the passing lane. See Zinchenko sneaking down. Huber able to find that deflected shot and cover up.
That was a good find of the puck right there. That was like we were talking about before. Sometimes those soft shots when they come in, they're almost harder to track because you hit one person, deflect easily.
That one was all positioning. It just hit him.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Alex Johnson pinned by Glazer. Player attempt went off, escape. And now Terrain able to keep it in. Pezika, Palazzo all the way back across to Terrain. Handcuffed him a bit with the pass. Sentinels able to keep control. 34 seconds left on their power play. Terrain, watched by Price. Terrain in front. And Glazer just touched it wide. Terrain, the defenseman in deep, lost the handle. This time a high flip gets the job done.
Nice backhander by Johnson right there to get it out.
Blazer. Try to put it into the offensive zone. Brett Lockhart back on the ice is the one who blocked it. Seems no worse for wear as Bazal keeps the Sentinels from entering the offensive zone again. Terrain able to rim it around as the penalty expires. Colazzo takes a look down low, deflected save, rebound pushed wide by Dawson. A great first stop there by Bailey Huber.
May have gotten a piece of that last one too.
3-on-2 for the Prowlers. Hakala tied up. DeCumbis found it. I couldn't get it to a teammate. Rimmed around to the far side. Port Huron in the midst of a change. Pazika trying to wheel up ice. Colazzo misfired on the dump attempt. Final minute of period 2. Terrain wraps it around right into Anderson. Couldn't handle it at first. Got down to Lockney, trying to turn the corner. And his shot blocked. Jeanette, home run pass, missed everybody. And there's an icing against the Indiana Sentinels. Well, stick around for the second intermission report right here on the PHP Network. Highlights and analysis. We have some actual goals to show you this time. Take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule, out-of-town scores, and much more. It's all coming up on the PHP Network Intermission Report. Prowlers trying to get one more here before the end of the frame. They've already scored the most goals they've scored in any period this season as Lockhart shot deflected down. They've hit a Sentinel on the way through. Pazika up the wall. Kept alive momentarily. Here comes Merrick Tortorella, chased by DeCumbis. Federley's back as well. Merrick Tortorella hit the crossbar. Terrain brings it in. Wrister in and out of Huber's glove. The rebound shot stopped as well.
Good saves by Hughes right there at the end of the period.
Able to lock in on the follow-up and keep it a 4-1 game as we get set for the second intermission. Prowlers get 4. Sentinels get 1 in that middle frame, and that's your score. We get set for period number 3. Shots on goal in that middle period favored the Prowlers 16-9. And for the game, 27-13. Take another look at those last couple saves from Bailey Huber. Let's take you downstairs with Brady Beaton and Prowlers forward and head coach Matt Graham.
Down here on the ice with Matt Graham. Matt, scoring exploded in that second period. You had 2 of the goals, assist on another. What were you doing personally to help spark the offense?
I'm just in the right spots, I guess. Not too much. Great pass from Lockney, and then great shot by Hikes. Pick up the rebound right there, and then Reg with the one at the end of the period, just like laser from the point, right? So just recipient of just good plays on the ice.
Hey, if they bounce to you, you got to tap them in when they do. But you put yourself in a good spot. They've had a couple goals disallowed. It's been a back and forth game. You're dominating the shots on goal. They've had a few chances. What do you need to do in these last 20 minutes to finish this one out?
Yeah, I think play discipline. All over the ice, not just staying out of the box, but in the D zone as well with our positioning and making sure we're getting pucks out of the zone and we're clearing out the front of the net. Those are the biggest things. Games like this where they're you're severely out shooting them. You tend to get complacent sometimes, right. So just got to make sure we don't let that creep into our game, keep our foot on the gas, and keep going for another 20.
All right, Matt, I appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck the final 20.
Yeah, thank you.
He's Matt Graham. I'm Brady Beaton. Will, back up to you.
Thank you, Brady. And while Brian Parsons did so well in that second period, we are inviting him back for period number 3. He will be back here on the PHP Network, so be sure to stick around for more Brian Parsons action. Coming up on the second intermission report again here on the PHP Network. Highlights and analysis from that middle frame. Brady Beaton will come back up to join us again to chat about that and also take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. Road games ahead, which means this is the place you want to tune in to Prowlers hockey over the next couple of weeks. We will also look at the out-of-town scores. Plenty going on around the FPHL on this final day before American Thanksgiving for those of you watching in Canada. Thanks so much for tuning in with us as you get set for your Thanksgiving feast, whether you're inviting family over or heading out on the road tomorrow. We wish you a safe and healthy Thanksgiving holiday from the Port Huron Prowlers and the PHP Network staff. Well, we will be right back as Chuck-a-Puck is in full swing at McMorran Place. If you want to be part of the next Chuck-a-Puck, you will have to get your tickets for the Prowlers' next home game. It's the teddy bear toss night, so not just Chuck-a-Puck, we'll also be tossing teddy bears on the ice. That is Friday, December the 12th against these same Indiana Sentinels. That logo there on the screen, just a little tease for you, as the Prowlers will be wearing specialty holiday jerseys that night as well. So very excited to reveal those to you. They look awesome, and we'll get them to you in good time. Puck drop scheduled for 7:05 p.m. You can get your tickets at phprowlers.com/tickets by phone at 810-985-6166 or scan that QR code on your screen now. And once again, that is our teddy bear toss night. And for those of you unfamiliar with the concept of the teddy bear toss, when the Prowlers score their first goal on that December the 12th game, all the fans in attendance are encouraged to bring teddy bears and other stuffed animals to throw on the ice, and all of those stuffed animals will be donated to local charities and hospitals in the area. A great cause, one of the great traditions of minor league hockey, not just at the FPHL level, but at all levels. And we are so excited to host that on December the 12th. So be sure to get your tickets now at phprowlers.com/tickets and bring a teddy bear, bring a few, and bring some more for some kids in need. We'll be right back here on the PHP Network to begin our second intermission report, so don't go anywhere.
We got new coffee at the Milk House. It's good.
Wow, this is really good.
Really good. We also got matcha. I don't really understand it, but people love it. Mornings are a drag, but not anymore with our new coffee line. And on Black Friday, everything's 50% off, which is probably a bad business play, but you're welcome. Oh, and feel free to order online using our new app, because who wants to wait in line?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those flyers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. LJ, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
Head over to the Birchwood Mall for your shopping and entertainment needs. Hop on the carousel, shoot some hoops, or visit some of their great stores such as Gerlach's Woodworks, where they specialize in handcrafted wooden decorations. Add to your fan cave a Prowlers theme creation. Upgrade your bathroom at Luxury Bath Mobility Remodelers. They can fully customize your bath or shower to fit your needs, and they also do flooring. For the sports fan in your life, pick up a unique gift from Pro Edge Sports. Jam-packed with all kinds of memorabilia. There's something for everyone. And it's not a trip to the mall without Auntie Anne's pretzels. Grab a freshly made full-size cup of pretzel bites and wash it down with some frozen lemonade. At the Birchwood Mall, you can find this and more. Visit them on 24th Ave in Fort Gratiot.
Hello, home.
There he is.
What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch?
Spicy.
Go. Yeah.
Just one little bite. Can you stop?
Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rear-view mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Come on, guys, hop in.
We're not getting in that thing. That thing's gross.
Yeah, I wore my nice pants today. This thing could use a detail. Well, I don't know. Do you know anybody who could detail a boat?
I think that guy could.
Hi, I'm Logan from Ballard's Detail. I can detail your boat.
From oxidized and faded to smooth and glossy, our professional compounding and waxing process will get your boat looking new again. Contact us today at 810-956-8318. Visit us on Facebook at Ballard's Detail LLC.
We have football on the ice here at McMorran Place on Hockey and Gridiron Night. Prowlers with a 4-1 lead on the Indiana Sentinels. Will Wiggleman alongside Brady Beaton. And Brady, you got to chat with Prowlers associate head coach Chris Paul. You just midway through that period, just your thoughts on what he said.
Yeah, I think he liked what he saw. He wanted to see more of it. I mean, obviously you score 4 goals in a period, you're doing things right. Now, a couple inches or I guess an interference away from this being a much tighter game. But the conversation with Matt Graham was the one that I thought was really interesting because, did he do anything spectacular for those 2 goals? No. He got a rebound, put on a tee, and then he was right on the doorstep and he tapped it in. But what I thought was interesting about what Matt said or what he didn't say is, he's joking about it, but that's that veteran leadership that, you only get after playing a lot of hockey, and especially playing a lot of hockey with the same guys. And I think it kind of comes back to this is a testament to keeping a lot of the core around is, he's in the right spot, and it leads to 2 pretty easy goals. He did the work beforehand, so the goal was the easy part.
And he and Lucas Lockney have certainly built a lot of chemistry. We'll get to that goal shortly, but you mentioned the no goal, the inches away. Let's go back to that first period and the no goal call on Bogdan Zinchenko, who hit everything but net there. That puck took a tour around the iron, and you see Alex Johnson there immediately waving it off and telling them to look at it. That one was an official referee review, which meant the Prowlers showed their challenge, and later in the game they would need it. But first they were able to get on the board finally, as Bobby Price following up his own rebound, and he's able to catch Werber sliding from left to right there and pick that top corner with a great shot that Bobby Price does have.
Yeah, well, Werber never knew where it was. You could see him looking around, and that's why he's sliding, because he doesn't know what position to get into. He doesn't know, do I need to hug the post? Do I need to reset? And again, that's being in the right place at the right time. Hey, well, we've both seen enough hockey that sometimes you can do everything perfect and you hit the post, or someone makes a great save. Prowlers are finishing on the opportunities, and we've also had nights where, games like this where there have been opportunities and we're sitting up here going, man, it's a 1-1 game, but it should be 4-1. Well, tonight, Prowlers executing on those opportunities like you saw right there. Price got a second crack at it, and he did not miss.
Yeah, he did, and for Bobby Price, his 3rd of the year in game number 7, and certainly was a big boost for the Prowlers when he joined the club a few weeks ago. And, he's added to that line. They put together the line of Vinny DeCumbis, Bobby Price, and Blake Anderson. You talk about a line with a lot of speed there and a couple of snipers there in Anderson and Price.
Yeah, and that's what, Port Huron, I think if you look at what they've done the last couple years as Matt Graham has really put his identity in this team, you don't think of this team as a high-scoring, a sniping team. It's smother them on defense and take advantage on opportunities on the other end. So, and part of the reason why the Prowlers have had so much success is they've been able to supplement that strong defense. You've still seen that most nights with the Prowlers, but now you're getting a strong offense to go with it to get a couple goals and take advantage of a team that, Indiana, like we said last intermission, is better, but let's be honest, Prowlers, man for man and on paper, are a better hockey team right now.
So you got another look there at Werber. Not sure where that puck was, but then Matt Graham got his goals, and here's a good rush by Tim Organ, the defenseman leading the rush. And Brian Parsons and I talked about that. You don't always have to shoot to score. Sometimes you shoot for a rebound, and that's what can happen when you shoot for a rebound. Matt Graham there to clean it up, and Graham wasn't done. And that strong defense showing up in this next goal as well. Graham's second, as Vladislav Pavlov tried to move out with that puck. A good whack. I believe it was Lockney who got the whack on Pavlov to disrupt his pass. It turned into a turnover, and look at the feed from Lockney to Graham there. And so Lockney made it happen on the back check, and then Lockney made it happen with a beautiful pass.
Yeah, and again, Matt Graham putting himself in a good position so Lockney can make that pass. And sometimes, like I said, he did the work beforehand on the rush, puts himself in the far circle, so the rebound comes right off the pads, and he has 3/4 of a net to shoot out. That time, the only question was it him or the defender that tipped it in? Because he was standing right there. I mean, that is something that, if for young hockey players out there, that's watching away from the puck. That's learning what a veteran does outside of just having the puck. Yeah, it looks awesome when you skate it over the blue line, make a man miss, and pick the top corner. Obviously, that goes on the highlight reel, but those 2 goals from Matt Graham count all the same, and it's led to a 4-1 lead, and the Prowlers a much better second period than first. Maybe the opposite of getting the rust out, because, again, you don't get a lot of midweek games in the FPHL. It's almost exclusively weekends, sans, right now, the night before Thanksgiving, and some depending on when New Year's Eve falls. Besides that, you're basically exclusively playing, Friday, Saturday. You'll have an odd Thursday, an odd Sunday. So maybe, getting the soreness out a little bit and getting after a long, in a physical weekend out west.
Well, shortly after that, the Sentinels looked like they pulled back within 1 as that goal had made it 3-1. But we mentioned Prowlers still had their coach's challenge, and they used it here. The goaltender interference call against Ryan Glazer, robbing Nolan Dawson of his first pro goal, who got it on the wraparound. And you saw Glazer there. You take another look at the overhead. Glazer coming in on the left of your screen. Full shove on Brett Lockhart.
That's pretty clear.
That's pretty clear and obvious. Goaltender interference. You can't interfere with the goaltender, and you can't shove somebody else into the goaltender to have them interfere.
That's not them battling out in front of the net and you push them back a quarter step and it gets it. No, that's a 2-hand shove into the goaltender. But I mean, you feel bad for Dawson. You get your first goal, you get that high, and you're celebrating. You're like, all right, I'm calling mom, I'm calling dad, I'm putting it out there, I'm telling all my friends, and then about 5 minutes later, you're told, sorry, son, you're going to have to work a little harder for it.
Try again.
Yeah, that one hurts because, that's a big moment to get your first pro goal, and you get teased. You get left at the altar there. And it wasn't his fault either. He made a nice play on the wraparound.
He did. Well, Prowlers were able to extend their lead after that, as 9 seconds after Reggie Millette drew a penalty, he was able to score the power play goal. And just a long-range wrist shot. You wonder, what was Werber doing on that one? Let's watch that one again from that same angle.
Well, Reggie kind of looks him off a bit. It's almost...
watch Reggie's head.
Yeah, since it's on Gridiron Night, a little almost Patrick Mahomes no-look pass where he's looking to send it back, and at the last minute you can see him turn his attention. And I think Werber's ready to play the pass instead of the shot, and Millette takes advantage of it.
And certainly the scouting report on the Prowlers power play is that they like to whip it around up top, so... Again, good job by Reggie Millette just getting a puck on net. He's able to catch Werber cheating. And that made a 4-1 game.
And the other thing I like about it is, the Prowlers like to usually get the tap in, right? They like to set up the perfect shot. But, use a football analogy. If you like to run and throw underneath, every once in a while, even if you don't hit it, take a deep shot. So you're on a power play, take a shot from the point. And even if it, like, obviously that one goes in, that's the best result, but it just keeps them honest. So they know in the back of their mind, they will shoot it from the point, but the bread and butter, of course, is passing around. That time, Millette takes advantage, and a beautiful shot picks the corner.
So Prowlers with a 4-1 lead. When we come back, we will continue on with the second intermission report, and then we'll get started in period number 3. It's all coming up next on the PHP Network.
Hi, welcome.
I'm just checking in, and I have a service animal.
Service animal?
Do you have anything on the ground floor so I can let him out at night?
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
On Prowlers Hockey, presented by Special shot for Prowlers. Well, welcome back here at McMorran Place. Prowlers with a 4-1 lead on the Indiana Sentinels. Let's take a look at what's coming up for the Prowlers. After this one ends, it's right back on the bus as they have to take on the Topeka Scarecrows this weekend, a 3-3 in Topeka. So they get Thanksgiving off, but they will have to see the inside of that bus before Thanksgiving is over. And then 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, puck drops in Topeka Friday and Saturday, and 5:05 on Sunday. And they're right back on the road in the place where their season ended this past April, or this past May, when they lost to the Binghamton Black Bears, who eventually won the Commissioner's Cup. They'll be back in Binghamton for the first time since the playoffs last year, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Puck drops. Again, your best place to find those right here on the PHP Network. Let's take a look at what's going on around the FPHL with our out-of-town scoreboard. And we start with one that's gone final 6-3. The Binghamton Black Bears double up the Danbury hat tricks. CJ Stubbs and Austin Durazio, a hat trick and 2 helpers apiece, as they led the way for Bingo. Drew Welsh had 2 goals and an assist for Danbury as the Black Bears continue to roll against the hat tricks. 40 minutes down in South Carolina, PD Ice Cats got one in the second period from Dustin Jasso, and it is 3-0 PD through 40 minutes. They lead the Blue Ridge Bobcats. The Biloxi Breakers, without Yaroslav Yevdokimov, have just about hit the midway point of their game against the Columbus River Dragons. Dylan Infantino, the only goal in that one so far. Breakers up 1-0. Finally, the Monroe Moccasins with a productive first period in Baton Rouge. Tucker Scantleberry, Jared Christie, and Carlos Bernares with the goals for the Mocs, as they have a 3-0 lead at the first intermission in Baton Rouge. Of course, here it is 4-1 for the Port Huron Prowlers. Prowlers just about to hit the ice here, led by Bailey Huber. As you saw, the Indiana Sentinels hitting the ice as well. Want to welcome back to the booth Brian Parsons, who did so well in the second period. We renewed his contract for period 3.
Yeah, might as well keep building. I brought a little treat for us, a little salt. Just get us going, Wiggles.
Yes!
Gotta build the energy.
If you've been watching the PHP Network, I made a comment about Brian Parsons with the smelling salts a couple of weeks ago, and he brought them up. Woo! Let's get it going.
Careful, not too close. You gotta be able to see still.
Woo! Oh yeah! We're ready for period 3. Let's look at those game stats.
We're bringing the energy.
Prowlers up 4-1, up 26-13 in shots. Zach, our graphics guy, just got a nice whiff. 1 for 3 on the man advantage. Good to see the Prowlers power play getting back on the scoreboard here tonight. We get set for period 3 here on the PHP network. There they are. Smelling salts going around on the bench there.
Oh, yep. In the booth, on the bench. Oh yeah, get the people going.
We're buzzing here at McMorran Place.
Woo! That's some oxygen right
one
there.
more here.
One more.
Oh yeah.
Attaboy, Wiggles. Breaking a little sweat from that.
Puck is down on the 3rd period. Prowlers looking to work it out of their own end. Craig trying to bring it right back in.
Good body.
Graham trying to corral that puck. Give it to the outside. Hinkela's shot. Stopped by Werber. No, hang on.
Sometimes I'm amazed by the way Graham can settle bouncing pucks and be able to slide them over to someone. We all know he's passer first, but sometimes it's just mind-blowing seeing some of those passes he makes.
We keep saying he's a passer first, but he led the team in goals last year, and he's put in the net this year.
Indeed, it's very weird oddity.
Guess you have to evolve as your career moves along.
Exactly, he just knows get to the dirty areas.
Battled for on the half wall. Pops out, and Brockway over to Federley. Deep in Indiana territory. Price lost it, tried to get it back, comes to him, but just couldn't stick handle it back in the zone. Federley for Lockhart, tried to make a move, got spun down to the ice by his own volition, maybe tripped over the red line there. Prowlers get back deep.
Reached out and grabbed him.
Dawson lost an edge as he tried to bring in that pass. Millette taking advantage. Works up, flips it off the corner board, sends Lockhart in after it. Bucell dumped. Millette, one-timer, his stick went just about as far as the puck. As it snapped on him, here's Bazal trying to buy some time for his team to finish up a change. Bucell and Mullins come together. Now Dawson out of the zone. Outside Glazer tried to drag it through,
Great
and
hit.
Bucell came flying back to deliver a hard hit. Popped out in front, Bucell. Pinned by Collazo, Johnson able to pull it out. Now it's up towards Lockney, one hands it along, not out of the zone. Federley will get an opportunity here. Graham, touch for Lockney, right down Main Street, but he had to come back for the puck. Lockney around the net, up high Brockway. Walks, fires, deflected, save, rebound, and Werber just able to poke it away from Graham, looking for the hat trick.
Great high tip from Heikler right there.
Lockney, Brockway, wrister blocked by Terrain. He goes off the glass and out. Brockway cuts it off. Starts it right back up. He did it from his own side of center, so that is an icing against the Prowlers. So good work there from Port Huron. Jamie Bucell, though, I think that's our hit of the night.
Absolutely,
Jamie
I'd have to say so.
Let's take another look at that. Watch Bucell hustling back on the left of your screen there.
Good back check. Right to the puck carrier.
Put the whole body into it.
Oh, yeah.
There's Bazzico with a shot. Lugged down by Huber. Esposito cycles it down deep. Anderson trying to work it out. Anderson gets past, has Tecumseh. Anderson all the way around the net as Pavlov got in the shooting lane or passing lane. All the way across, Lockhart steps in with a drive, and Werber kicks it out. They have Zinchenko behind everybody. Can't get it there initially. Esposito skates in. Left it as Lockhart finished him along the boards.
Great hit.
Zinchenko took the turnover and a kick save by Huber, sliding out to cut off the angle. Lockhart up for Anderson. Lost the handle. Glazer able to chip it by. Glazer working on Johnson to the net. Good poke by Huber. And then he grabs the puck to hang on for a whistle and a face-off.
John a little bit after each other. I think they might have clipped each other in the neutral zone a little bit.
Those two formerly rivals in the Battle of the Bayou. Shaheen for Baton Rouge, Anderson for Monroe last year. And we will get four-side hockey here.
A lot of ice, a lot of ice.
Do you like to play 4-on-4 hockey? You like the 4-on-4 hockey?
Yeah, absolutely. 4-on-4 hockey is almost like overtime. You just get one extra guy, a lot of ice opens, it gives you room to skate, move the puck. Can be a little tough sometimes. The D-zone coverage might switch, but you gotta stick with your man.
Here comes Oregon wheeling up. Oregon drops it. Millette looking pass. We know that doesn't mean he won't shoot. Here's Millette turning the corner and a rip. Just as the whistle blows, I think Tim Oregon is getting called for the pick here.
Yep.
Like a great left tackle, Tim Oregon stopping the rush here on Hockey and Gridiron Night.
That's always a tough one right there because you can run a little bit of interference, but if you get too much in there, then that's the result.
So a 4-on-3 power play for the Sentinels. Their 6th-man advantage of the night. They are 0 for 5. And will be 4-on-3 for a minute 45 and then 5-on-4 after that. Off the draw, Zinchenko able to find it. And on his backhand, up top, Colarusso. Pavlov with Zinchenko heading right to the net. Pavlov sent it there. That was blocked.
Blocked by Brockway or
Zinchenko tried to feed it out in front, and Brockway got in the lane.
Good active stick right there as the low man.
Zinchenko trying a backdoor feed, bounced back to him. Up high, Pavlov. Down low, kicked off of Esposito's skate, and it's cleared. Prowlers get a fresh trio out. Colarusso lost the handle. Favaro able to fire it all the way down. Approaching the halfway point of the power play for Indiana, which again will be 4-on-3 for all but 5 seconds. Pazika backpedaling. Zinchenko gave it back. Pazika watched by Bucell. Fires in and out of Huber's glove. Pushed just wide. Pavlov tried to center again, and they score. And this time Dawson will for sure get his first pro goal. And the power play marker for the Sentinels makes it a 2-goal game.
Tough, looks like a little bit of traffic out front. Puck kind of just kicks out there and just shovels it home.
Didn't look like there was much room there for Dawson to put it in. Man, not much room there.
Not getting the 6-hole.
So back to 4-on-4 for the next 27 seconds. 26 seconds. Sentinels though with some life.
Yeah, still a little cushion though. The 4-2. The 2-goal lead. Still got to get back to work, like I said.
Collazo harassed by Price. And then Collazo and Terrain ran into each other. Prowlers with a 2-on-1. Millette with Price. Millette waits, shoots, and a glove save by Werber. We'll take a timeout before the final 2 seconds of the 4-on-4. Sentinels cut the lead down to 2.
Hi, what can I get for you?
I'd like some McMorrin fries, please.
All right, that's going to be $4.
She shoots, she scores with the new Prowlers debit card.
Don't you have somewhere to be? The game's on.
Get your Prowlers debit card only at Flagship Community Federal Credit Union, located on Lapeer Road in Port Huron. Flagship Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. Fans having a good time here on Thanksgiving Eve. There's Birdman.
There he is, getting it going.
It's been a good one. Prowlers with a 4-2 lead on the Indiana Sentinels right now. Trying to get this 4 games and 5 nights stretch off to a good start. You'll be the most rested guy when we get to Topeka on Friday.
Yeah, right? I'm ready to go. I love that. But these 3 and 3s are hard, but just to add one more onto it, so 4 and 5 days is pretty tough.
Good thing you have a sleeper bus now, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. Even. Back to even.
Both teams back to full strength. Anderson fresh out of the box, turned it over, and then got it back from Zinchenko.
Great pass.
Lockney worked in, but he lost the puck in his skates. That threw off the timing, so offsides against the Prowlers. Well, the Prowlers are on the ice, so grab a glass of Proper 12 Irish whiskey, Proper 12, the official shot of the Port Huron Prowlers. Please drink responsibly. Please drink responsibly was the last thing my dad said when he dropped me off at college.
Yeah.
Here comes Lockney, 2-on-1 with Hagla, gets it over! Oh. And Werber got a piece.
Good save by the goalie right there.
And we were that close to that joke ending up on a highlight reel.
Yeah. Gotta get pucks deep here.
Pavlov trying to work it out. Has to hesitate. And he's watched by Hagla, who chases him. Hagla picks his pocket. Pazika knocked down. R2 Hagla causing havoc. And now cause a turnover. Graham chasing. Dawson gets there first. Good shift there from R2 Hagla. And he's not done as he flags down the puck in his own end. Terrain on goal, kicked out by Huber. Colazzo couldn't corral the rebound. Glazer tried to center. Favaro skates into it. Moving up. Favaro dangling, 1-on-2, and Fields finally able to force that puck off his tape, and it's fired right into Bucell. Fields grabs it back. And a penalty coming up here.
Not sure what we got there. Might be on us, it looks like. Too many?
Too many men. And indeed, it looks like they were pointing to the Port Huron bench. We'll wait to confirm. Nobody's gone over to the penalty box yet.
Looks like a power play for the Sentinels here. That's what I overheard Gowdy saying to the bench.
See if we can count the Prowlers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your screen. Must have been before this.
Might have been an early change.
The 7th power play for Indiana. They are 1 for 6. Connor Bazal, the one taking a seat to serve. Jonas Lias after the puck. Federley bangs it around and out. Pavlov behind his own net, hands it off for Zinchenko, who can wheel end to end. We've seen it this season. Here he comes, Zinchenko on the backhand, right into the glove of Bailey Huber.
Zinchenko showed he's dangerous when he gets speed. Can't really give him an inch on his own entry. Got to lock it down. tighten up the gaps.
See if we can tell. Oh, there's 6 Prowlers.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Down,
wow.
2 on the right of your screen.
Yeah,
that's egregious.
Yes. Usually it's close by the bench.
Yeah, that was not a close one.
No.
Glazer taking it to the net on his backhand, and Huber's got it. And Johnson makes sure Dawson is socially distanced from his goaltender.
It's a no-fly zone. Got to play it toll if you're coming in that way. Usually a wha-bam.
Give him a quick wha-bam, the Brian Parsons special.
Me or Dylan Marty.
Yeah.
This shoulder, I wonder. Oh, come on. These are those opportunities or those moments when you just gotta drop the puck.
It'll be Bucell instead of Hakel at taking the draw, and we'll try again.
Oh, yep, I was on the ref this time.
Well, he did just drop the puck that time.
Yeah, he did.
He did what you asked. He just had to try it again. This time Bucell wins it back, and it's a quick clear for Alex Johnson.
Good win. Good dump.
Ryan Glazer slowly looking for a pass, float it through for Collazo. Off the corner glass, sent back this way. Dawson up high, Pizzica. Russo back to Pizzica. Wristed through, stopped by Huber. He looks back, but he has it. Bailey Huber certainly put in a lot of work over this season coming in as a rookie. What have you noticed about him as this season's gone along?
He's just got a lot of good work ethic. You know, it's obviously hard for a backup goalie to come in. I wouldn't even say backup, but you know, when you got Reed Cooper in the pipes, he's a phenomenal goaltender, but he's definitely established himself as someone who's reliable.
Good steal by Luke James in a clear. You talked about Reed Cooper. There's a guy high on the list for FPHL goaltender of the month for the October-November time frame.
Absolutely. You never want to say it, but obviously when it comes to Reed, he's just like a shutout magnet, which is great. I love it.
Esposito, wrister saved. Hubers, that puck changed direction on the way through.
Great save by Hughes right there. Tracking that puck on a deflection.
Change direction up top. Take a look at the overhead view. Watch Bailey Huber kick out that left flipper.
Great rebound control there
able
too.
to scoop it up. Bailey Huber, of course, talked about his work ethic, working hard at those early morning goalie skates that Coach Paulin has been hosting.
Oh yeah, even you've been getting out there, Wiggles, putting in that extra work.
Yeah, scored a few times on Paul. He doesn't like it.
You're only saying that because he's down on the bench right now.
I'm only saying that because I know he's going to watch this on video later. Millette finds the loose puck just as the penalty expires. Send Bucell on his way. Now it's Pizzell looking back towards Bucell and got all the way through to Werber. Plants the glove on top for a whistle and a face-off. Frustration there on the Indiana bench. You may have heard that door slam. That was Bodan Zinchenko.
Wondering what that was.
And we got some fans down at the glass. Enjoying their time as face-off getting set to go right in front of them.
Got the good old Aiden cam right there.
Aiden Vision, trademark.
Aiden Vision, sorry.
Yeah, TM. Bizel up to the point, federally. Sent her all the way back down, hit the stanchion. Bucell able to keep it moving, so he knocked it off the net. Bizel surrounded. Bucell comes in to help out. It's forced out by Craig. Sentinels with numbers. Merrick Tortorella centering feed, and Oregon got back to put his stick in the passing lane. Here's Merrick Tortorella, turnaround try, that was blocked. Prowlers clogging up the middle of the ice.
Good active stick by Timmy right there, and then laying down a block shot.
Millette gets it deep, delayed offsides against the Prowlers. They're in the midst of a change. High flip glove down by Brockway, trying to send his team up as the Sentinels were in the midst of a change. Millette wheeling, had his pocket picked by Elias. Graham for Hakela, fresh off the bench with Lockney. Sends Lucas Lockney after it. Zinchenko scoops up the puck. We'll certainly see a lot of him in the final 9 or so minutes of this game. Elias, stick handles, gave it off. Shot off the outside of the cage. That was Esposito with the opportunity. Colarusso had it blocked. Prowlers escape 3-on-3. Hakela makes a move, trying to push his way through. They'll send it down deep. Lockney up high to Johnson.
It's a hard pass to accept right there on the backhand.
Prowlers will reset. They'll get a new line out there. Favaro lost it. But the pass to Esposito off his skate. Prowlers get lucky there. And I think offsides here is the call. We stay 4-2, 8:06 left to go in period 3. We'll be right back on the PHP Network.
Discover everything banking should be with Advia Credit Union, like earning real financial advantages. You can earn up to $1,000 with your new account. Plus, save an average of nearly $4,000 in interest when refinancing. Get started with a low-rate credit card balance transfer. Enjoy easy access to your money anytime, anywhere. Make the switch today at adviacu.org/real people. Advia Credit Union. Real advantages for real people.
Back here on the PHP Network, Brady Beaton down here ringside. Prowlers hoping to finish out this game, probably without much fireworks, hope to cruise to 4-2, hopefully a 5-2 or 6-2 win, because they'll go on the road for the start of a 5-game road trip, including 3-3 all the way out in Topeka. So tomorrow they'll have a nice small Thanksgiving here at the rink before boarding and heading to Topeka tomorrow early evening-ish. They won't get to Topeka till early Friday morning. So it'll be a busy weekend for them, 3-3 out in Topeka, and then next weekend they have 2 against the Black Bears before finally coming back home on 12/12, a great day when they come back here to McMorran Arena, take on these Indiana Sentinels. Will, Brian, back up to you.
Thank you, Brady. As Brian Parsons said, one of the best mustaches in television there for you. Here's an odd man rush. Price trying to go back to Anderson, sliding block. Price on his backhand. Not sure if that one got all the way through before it's iced by the Sentinels. A 3-on-1 there. Prowlers unable to get a shot away.
It's a good little defensive play by the Indiana player right there to lay out. To take away time and space right there.
Kozika rims it around. Oregon pinching in. Craig able to get past him, but not through Jamie Bussell. Pavlov to Merrick Tortorella. Rink-wide feed and right to his own bench. Heads up, coach.
Yeah, almost like his own coach out right there.
Doesn't look like Everett Thompson down there.
No, it is not. He actually just had a newborn, I think, a week ago.
Oh, well, so congratulations. Congratulations to Everett Thompson, the Indiana head coach. This is why you're up here. All the insider info.
Exactly, you know it.
There's one person who has the pulse on what's going on around the league. It's Brian Parsons.
Know too many people have been playing too long, that's why.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing, though. People person, they'd say.
Yeah, the ambassador.
Politician to few.
Yeah.
To a few.
Maybe that's a future career for you.
Yeah.
If this whole broadcasting thing doesn't work out, you can be a politician.
I got options. Good fish out right there.
Tim Morgan had some options. He went with Bucell, who gets it back from Millette. Bucell drops the shoulder. Up high, Lockney the one-timer. And Werber able to make the stop and hang on.
Almost a little flash screen by his defenseman right there.
Prowlers have done a good job this season going low to high. You saw it there, especially on the rush, waiting for help and getting those guys coming in off the bench.
Yeah, it's all about those layers. You curl up, you know you got something. If you got no option, you just deposit it back down low. Hockey 101.
Brockway tried to force it to the net. Couldn't get there. Lockney almost hit his own man, Matt Graham, and then that hit off the glass up out of play. There's a souvenir.
Coach is almost getting taken out left and right now.
Yeah. At least that one had a helmet.
Yeah. He's already missing a tooth, I believe.
Going toss all the way down. And icing waved off at the last moment as Brockway and Zinchenko canceled out. Hakala tried a one-touch pass that ended up on Leas' stick. Terrain spun away from Lockney. Fields up to Merrick Tortorella. A dangerous pass to Terrain. Now Lockney again. He was surrounded by Sentinels. Fields couldn't get past Lockhart. Under 6 to go. Prowlers leading Indiana 4-2. As Brady Beaton mentioned a little while ago, trying to start off this 4 games and 5 night stretch on a hot note, and there's a good glove save from Bailey Huber. And that is save number 22 for Huber tonight. Sentinels have had a lot of opportunities here in this third period. 11 of their 24 shots this game have come in the third. They're out shooting the Prowlers 11-6 in this frame.
Little third period push by Indiana, as always expected. And any outcome with any team.
Here come the Prowlers on a rush. Price offsides.
Linesmen are dialed today.
They got their contacts in.
Yeah.
That's a line that can create a lot of speed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even in practice when they put that line together, everybody was commenting kind of that's just a line with a lot of power and speed on it, especially centered by Vincent DeCumbus.
Pazika battling with DeCumbus. Forced it around to the far side. Esposito got just through Favaro, couldn't get through Anderson. Brings it right back in. Batted out Favaro. Will send it in deep. Dump and change for the Prowlers. Esposito wheels his way in. Heads after his own dump. Craig spinning, and Bucell knocked down the big Denver Craig.
Another good hit by Bucell.
Millette outside try, couldn't find the target. And Karam's all the way back to Prowler ice.
Reverse.
Betterly for Oregon. I believe they call that a dink.
Dink reverse.
Craig is shot off of Huber's glove.
Excuse me.
Oregon up to James. Rink wide feed. Bucell comes back for it, and Craig finishes his check on Jamie Bucell.
Tangled up there.
Galazzo trying to step around Lockney. And he took a hard hit from Brett Lockhart. Graham up to Lockhart as Lockney breaking. Gave it to him. Lockney on his backhand. Tried it from the sharp angle. Save Warburg. And he's able to cover up and get the whistle. And now Lockhart getting into it with Collazo.
Took a shot there, returned the favor. All is good. All is well.
Everybody chopping it up down by the crease. We'll take our final timeout. Prowlers trying to close it out here on the PHP Network.
Discover 1195 Gastropub in Marysville. Burgers, pizzas, apps, and pub favorites like filet mignon and grilled salmon. Open Monday to Friday, 4 to 9 p.m., weekends 12 to 9 p.m. Join us for happy hour, Monday to Thursday. Enjoy half-off bottles of wine every Wednesday, and don't miss Thirsty Thursday with $4 draft beers. Great food, cold drinks, good times. That's 1195 Gastro Pub.
It's time to wake up on the sunrise side of Michigan. Wake up to beautiful beaches. Wake up to vibrant urban landscapes. Wake up to unique eats. Wake up to charming coastal towns. Wake up to cozy entertainment. Wake up to Michigan's Thumb Coast. Plan your perfect wake-up call using bluewater.org.
We invite you to tune in to our next broadcast. That will be Friday, November the 28th, when the Prowlers take on the Topeka Scarecrows in Topeka. Puck drop scheduled for 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, and the pregame show starts at 7:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. What do you remember about last year's neutral site games there in Topeka?
It was electric. It was pretty fun, actually. The hotel was right next to the rink, so that was pretty nice. I don't know if it's the same, but it was definitely a very electric atmosphere. It's always fun playing those neutral site games.
See if they continue to bring the energy. From what I've heard, they're continuing to bring the energy this year. Unfortunately for you, you won't have anyone rooting for you this time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Although I do know there will be a few Prowler fans in the building.
Oh, always, yeah. Yeah, I think a few families are making their way there for fellows on the team.
Prowler fans have started to travel well.
Yes.
These past couple of years, I've started to notice.
Yep.
Last year, this year, we had a few fans in Virginia that we got to meet.
Yep, last weekend.
There's Zinchenko centering feed, got through everyone, including Pazika, who's posted up at the top of the crease. Cross corner dumped by Anderson. Prowlers getting fresh bodies out. Zinchenko firing up. Under 3 to go as he crosses the Prowler blue line before losing the puck. We'll keep an eye on Werber at the other end. Zinchenko chased by Graham. Now Fields. Got it back up to Zinchenko. Pass given right away to Lockney. Terrain reverse. Collazo back to Romeo Terrain. Sentinels just playing with it in their own end. Prowlers content to keep it down there. Graham able to take it off the boards, but his centering pass was picked off. Johnson got in between a feed to Esposito. Did that hit Esposito or the linesman?
Did.
Yeah.
No, Esposito.
Yeah, they hit Esposito. That's why they called offsides.
Yeah. Little friendly fire right there.
Yeah, insult to injury.
Yeah.
On the offsides call there. Matt Graham there on your screen. 2 goals and an assist. He's certainly the front runner for Gunther Graphics Player of the Game tonight. And Brockway trying to push it up the boards, got through Dawson. He had to keep it away from an oncoming Jamie Bussell. Dawson bounced to Mullins, and now Reggie Millette has jumped on top of a Sentinel and is throwing punches. I didn't see what happened, something behind the play here.
I did not either.
Oh, that's Ryan Glazer.
Yep. Some bad blood there. Carry over from games prior.
Fans chanting Reggie Millette's name as he heads off the ice. Again, didn't see what happened. Millette to start firing punches on Glazer there. Under 2 to go here in period 3, and we'll see what Reggie Millette gets. We mentioned Prowlers with a 3-3 this weekend, and they just did get Reggie Millette back. Certainly would hope to not lose him.
Yeah, that was a little boil over maybe, but what do we see here now? Oh, that's the hit.
You just see there, Millette giving punches to Glazer. Well, stick around for the post-game show here on the PHP Network. Highlights and analysis. We will chat with our Gunther Graphics Player of the Game. We will also have a chat with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin, locker room reaction, and more. It's all coming up on the post-game show here on the PHP Network.
Obviously, I'm sure the Prowlers will be down. Just depends how long. It's a minute and 52 left.
We'll see if this affects on-ice manpower or not. Looks like they're putting a 5 up on the board for Millette.
Saw a little conversation with Brockway and the Sentinels bench. Obviously didn't like what happened, but the prior history with that player.
Of course, in case you need to be reminded, the hit on Brett Lockhart 2 weeks ago in this building. Knocked Lockhart out for the last 3 games. First game Lockhart has played since that. But Indiana, with under 2 to go and trailing by 2, will have a power play for the rest of regulation. Not sure if the Sentinels have called their timeout or not. And now the best case scenario here for the Prowlers, well, would be just the 5 for fighting, but they give Reggie Millette 5 for fighting and a 10-minute game misconduct for an aggressor. So 5 in a game, and that's the type of thing that might be reviewed by the FPHL.
Yep. Definitely earned that game misconduct, but it just shows the culture of the Prowlers, you know, we're all of each other's back, and we don't have short memories. But tough penalty to take. 2 minutes left. Luckily, again, up by 2 goals, so hopefully we can kill this off. Escape one out here.
Fans chanting for Reggie Millette here in Port Huron as you take a look at Chris Paulin and the Prowlers bench. Paulin giving his last instructions to the first round of penalty killers. It will be Bucell, Hakela, Johnson, and Federley. And how about Austin Federley giving Glazer a quick bump as he was setting up for his position on the face-off.
Gotta let him know. It's a man's game we play out there.
Empty net for Indiana. So a 6-on-4 attack as Zinchenko's shot off the body.
Blocked by Federley.
Cleared out.
I'd say the only positive here, though, is you can send the puck 200 to kind of kill some time off the clock.
Zinchenko wheeling up. Left wing side. Throws on the brakes. Favaro took it off his stick. A glut of players down there below the goal line trying to dig it free. Finally, Dawson does. Got it up top for Pavlov. Over to Esposito. Zinchenko rips it wide. I think he was looking for a friendly stick in front. Floated down low. Lias towards Zinchenko and jumps in. Able to get in that passing lane. Zinchenko pulls it off the wall. Esposito shot knocked out. Lias, back pass, under a minute to go. Glazer from a sharp angle, stopped by Huber, couldn't collect the rebound. Esposito lets it go wide, and that will carry him out of the zone.
Oh,
and now Glazer just took a penalty.
Yep.
I was going to ask you, what is the message to Ryan Glazer? Is it that if he fights, this will all be over? Is that what?
Yeah, it's in any situation, really. You know, if you can play hard and play within the rules, but you know, sometimes like catch a guy with his head down, could be a clean hit, but if you injure the guy, you just got to answer the bell and then everything will be over. If you choose not to, that's on your own terms, and you got to know that you'll have 18 other guys not even coming after you, but playing you hard just because, that's the style you want to play. They're going to give it right back to you.
Well, Glazer is off to the locker room. Blake Anderson is in the penalty box. We'll see if they put his penalty up on the board or not.
I believe it was a slashing.
Got a little slash in.
Might just be a wash, though, with Glazer.
Oh, there's the slash. See right there in the middle of your screen went after Glazer.
But you see that you have that style of play on someone, and they know that they're got a target on their back. The frustration can go either way. It's like that, going for a change and give someone a little bit of face wash is all it takes.
So if I can read Austin Federley's lips, 2 are going up on the opposite side for Glazer and not for Blake Anderson because they each got 2 and then Glazer got an extra 2. If I read Austin Federley's lips and signals correctly.
So 4v4?
I think he was saying that Glazer got 4, Anderson got 2, and that results in some 4-on-4 action. There's Reggie Millette.
Got another conversation in between the benches with Brockway. Obviously not a shy customer.
Reggie Millette, an assist shy of the Gordie Howe hat trick tonight. So, no empty net anymore for Indiana. Werber had to come back with the faceoff being down at that end. 39.2 seconds left on the clock as Brockway sends it off the far corner. Craig moving up, had it poked at the line, and Hakala works back out, slipped it to DeCumbis. He'll just get it down deep, 20 seconds left to go. Pavlov working up into the offensive end with 11. No real urgency from the Sentinels here as Craig tried to center. Final seconds ticking off, and the Prowlers will get a win before Thanksgiving. 4-2 your final. They take down the Indiana Sentinels here at home.
Good effort right there from the fellas for 60. A little up and down, but we were able to battle through adversity there.
Bailey Huber picks up the win after a 22 save performance. He moves to 2-2 on the year. Prowlers with their 10th win of the season, as they are now 10-5-0 with 27 points. Prowlers celebrate with Bailey Huber once again coming up on the Postgame show here on the PHP Network. We will hear from our Gunther Graphics player of the game, Matt Graham. We'll also hear from Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. Highlights and analysis, final game stats, and more. It's all coming up here on the PHP Network.
Good stuff.
As our Brady Beaton waits for Matt Graham, and he is an extra surprise for Matt Graham. You ever watch Thanksgiving football?
Oh yes.
You know what they give them at the end of the game?
Yes.
What do they give them, Brian?
They give them a little turkey leg.
That's what we got for
That makes sense.
Matt
I seen
Graham.
someone walking with that earlier today, and I was like, "What's that?" So now it all makes sense.
So we'll get the prayer circle, we'll get our 3 stars of the game, and then you get to see Matt Graham, see if he chomps into that turkey leg. He'll have to take the mouth guard out first, but
yeah.
Got a new mouth guard today, but an exciting game here for the Prowlers. And again, overall, to get this win in front of the home crowd before going back on the road for a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Good to see, and again, we'll be back here in a few weeks to McMorran Place.
Good thing to leave the fans on before Thanksgiving, a little positive note. Get them hungry for more. For the fans here and back home. Speaking of fans back home, a little shout out to Jeremy Raincourt. good guy.
Prowlers alum.
Friend of the program for sure.
Big friend of the program.
Yep. Always support.
Saw him out in Danbury, I think, opening weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He was there.
He was there.
What do we got? Is it Grammar?
Well, we'll get our 3 stars of the game. We'll take you down to ice level for that.
Indiana with 1 goal and 1 assist. Number 75, Nolan Dawson.
So Nolan Dawson
the
gets the
second
third
star
star
tonight's game from Port Huron with 2 assists. Number 77, Lucas Lockney.
So Lockney with 2 assists is the second star. Nolan Dawson, the third star, after scoring his first pro
And
goal.
the first star tonight's game from Port Huron with 2 goals and 1 assist. Number 51, Matt Graham.
Matt Graham, 2 goals and an assist. He's earned himself a chat with Brady Beaton and a turkey leg.
Tonight.
We will send it down now to Brady Beaton and Matt Graham.
Brady Beaton here down on ice level here with our Gunther Graphics player of the game, Matt Graham. Matt, you guys raced out to a 4-1 lead, able to hold on. A little bit of excitement there at the end, but you hold on. First of a 4 games in 5-day stretch. What does it mean to get 3 points to kickstart this stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it's important, obviously, right? These are, we talk about it upstairs, these are the fun ones, right? When you get to play all these games and you have no days of practice, so, you know, it's fun. You know, I mean, it's important to start it off on the right note. You know, we expect to win these games, so we need to, you know, come out and execute and do so.
So you guys going to have a quick turnaround, you know, a quick celebration of Thanksgiving tomorrow, but what's the message going to be tomorrow and going into a 3-game stretch with Topeka?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously job's not done, right? We got to, you know, we got to turn around quick, enjoy tomorrow with, you know, the day off, and then we're right on the bus tomorrow evening, and we'll get into Topeka and then refocus on them then.
All right, for being our player of the game, we've got you. Here, go ahead, take a grab. We've got some turkey legs. Cheers to a Prowlers win, and how about 3 more in Topeka?
Yeah, 3 more. Let's go.
All right, good luck, Matt. Will, back to you.
With a full mouth, Brady Beaton sends it back up to the broadcast booth. Brady and Matt Graham getting to chomp down on some turkey legs here before Thanksgiving. Our Gunther Graphics player of the game, Matt Graham. We have much more coming up for you on the post-game show. It is next right here on the PHP Network.
Are you sick of asking somebody else to live your own life? I'm Josh with the Franchise Guys. If you're ready to quit your job or build your empire, I'll help you trim down my 800 franchise brand partnerships down to a few that fit you, fit your goals, and fit your budget. With options from senior care to airplane detailing, there's an opportunity for you. Owning a franchise can have up to a 90% success rate. That's better than job security. With the systems and support of a franchise, you won't be making all those costly mistakes as you would if you started your own business from scratch. And with options as low as $6,000 to get your own job-replacing business, there's no better option for you than to book a free call with me and my team. Visit GoFranchiseGuys.com. Stop dreaming about a better life and go live it.
This isn't working. LJ, pass me those pliers. No look behind the back pass. It's a whole play. I'll say, come on. Gap up. Close the gap. Close the gap. What are we saying? This isn't working. We need a shift change. Let's bring in the professionals.
We got new coffee at the Milk House. It's good.
Wow, this is really good.
Really good. We also got matcha. I don't really understand it, but people love it. Mornings are a drag, but not anymore with our new coffee line. And on Black Friday, everything's 50% off, which is probably a bad business play, but you're welcome. Oh, and feel free to order online using our new app, because who wants to wait in line?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hi guys, we just stopped at Industrial Park Marathon to get some fuel and some snacks before the Prowlers game at McMorran.
Nice. Yeah, we just stopped by here at Industrial Park Marathon so I can get a Slurpee before the game.
Wait till after the game. If the Prowlers score 3 or more goals, Slurpees will be free.
Thanks for the info. I'm going to get my Slurpee after, but we'll see you at the Prowlers game.
See you at the game. Go Prowlers!
Well, welcome back here at McMorran Place. Prowlers take down the Indiana Sentinels by a score of 4-2 on Thanksgiving Eve. Matt Graham, 2 goals and an assist. First star of the game, Gunther Graphics player of the game. We'll get to that shortly. We want to thank Brian Parsons for coming up here into the broadcast booth and spending his night with us. We would rather have him on the ice, so we are going to let him go back and play hockey again this weekend now that he's served his 1-game suspension. But we do appreciate him spending his time up here while he was suspended and gave some great analysis. Had a lot of fun up here. So thank you again to Brian Parsons. But let's get into the nitty-gritty of this game. Starting goaltenders tonight were Bailey Huber for the Prowlers and John Werber for the Indiana Sentinels. Werber looking for his first win of the season, 0-2. Huber 1-2 and trying to avenge a loss to these Indiana Sentinels a couple of weeks ago. So we get into a scoreless first period. Prowlers outshot the Sentinels 11-4 in that opening frame. Both goaltenders perfect, and it took until the second period to get our first goal. And it was Bobby Price who was able to follow up his own rebound as it kicked back to him, and he picked that top corner over Werber's glove. And for Price, his 3rd goal of the season. And that made it 1-0 at that point. And we will pause our post-game show as it looks like Brady Beaton is all set with Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin, although waiting on camera. So we will continue here for just a moment. Oh, here comes the cameraman. We will send it back down to Brady Beaton, who is alongside Prowlers Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin.
Down here at ice with Associate Head Coach Chris Paulin. Coach, first of all, let's talk about the win. 4-2 offense. Took a little bit to get going. You got 4 in spurts. You were able to hold them off a bit. What were your overall thoughts on this win?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a slow start. I think the second period we did a lot better at playing in the O-zone. I think we made them, their D, have to work a little bit in the second period. We were cycling pucks a little bit better, got them running. And then I thought the way we got through the neutral zone in the second period was pretty good. Led to some good O-zone entries, guys running the proper routes and getting rewarded. So it was nice to see.
Get 3 points in the start of 4 games in a 5-day span. What does it mean to get a win here before going to Topeka? First time long trip for you guys on a holiday weekend. You secure 3 to start the week.
Yeah, I mean, the whole focus this week was this game. So we haven't even touched on Topeka. We were locked in and focused for Indy. And now that this game's over, we get to work very quickly on Topeka. It's going to be 3 huge games. We talked about in the locker room after. We're going to learn a lot about ourselves. The league will learn a lot about us, too, because this is 3 huge games in a tough building, so it'll be a good test for our group.
You know, at the end of this one, emotions ran high. What was going on? What was the conversation like on the bench as this game came to a close and there were some fireworks?
Yeah, I mean, you saw what number 9 did there. Cup checked Reggie right off the faceoff. He's the same guy who hit Chop with an elbow a couple weeks ago. and knocked him out of the game. So, you know, I really hope the league looks at it. It was a really dirty play. I know it happens quick, so the refs missed it on the ice, but I really hope the league looks at it. Our group is, we're a very tight-knit group. We protect each other. That guy has no sins in his head running around, so it'll be addressed the next time we play him for sure.
Well, Coach, I appreciate it. Drive safe out to Topeka, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, guys.
He's Chris Paul, and I'm Brady Beaton. We'll throw it back up to you. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you, Brady, and happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Let's continue on with our goal by goal recap. And again, great analysis as always from Prowlers associate head coach Chris Paulin, who saw his team move to 10-5 here tonight and keep pace with the Binghamton Black Bears as they try and stick at least in the same area code as the Black Bears. A great regular season team, Binghamton, back-to-back defending champions, so you know they'll be always tough to beat. And when you fall behind in the standings, as the Prowlers have early on, it's tough to catch up, but Prowlers do get a big 3 points tonight. But it was 1-0 where we last left off, and that lasted less than a minute as the Prowlers get Tim Organ flying through center, Bobby Price's Trine University teammate last year. Artu Hakala, the shot pass, we'll call it, as a shooting for a rebound there. And Matt Graham able to clean it up into the empty cage. Made it 2-0 Prowlers at that point. And that 2-0 lead lasted 7 full seconds before a bit of a missed pass in the Prowlers' end. Oh, and Ryan Glazer made it 2-1, but then here comes Lucas Lockney with Graham, and a perfect pass from Lockney to Graham, and that made it 3-1 at that point. But, I mean, if we take another look at that one, watch right at the beginning with Lockney getting in the way of a Sentinels outlet pass. Watch him right here at the bottom of your screen. Lockney and actually I think it was Graham who got his stick on that pass, but either way, both of them right there to disrupt, and they're able to make good on the counterattack. It was 3-1, and Reggie Millette drew a penalty. Well, it was 3-1, and then the Sentinels thought they made it 3-2 as Nolan Dawson wrapped it around. This one got checked for goalie interference, and the Prowlers won that challenge, as they say that Ryan Glazer, whose name keeps popping up all over the place, as, again, he cup-checked Reggie Millette, as Chris Paulin told us there in that interview. I didn't see exactly what happened. I thought Millette was possibly going after Glazer in relation to that hit on Lockhart from a few weeks ago, but this was another incident with Ryan Glazer. Glazer was the one that shoved Lockhart into Bailey Huber, and that ended up negating the second Indiana goal. Well, Millette, though, would get himself on the scoreboard, back after a few games on the IR, and he's able to rip one from really high up in the zone on the power play, 9 seconds after he drew the penalty. And Reggie Millette picking up his third goal of the year, point number 12 on the year in game number 10. You take another look, just the no-look shot. He was looking straight across towards his teammates at the top of the zone, and then he ripped that shot, and Werber, maybe cheating the pass a little bit, got fooled there. Sentinels would get one back in period number 3. Nolan Dawson would finally get that first pro goal, but in the end, Prowlers finish it off 4-2 the final. Your 3 stars of the game tonight: Nolan Dawson with a goal and an assist, Lucas Lockney with 2 assists, and Matt Graham 2 goals and an assist. And Graham is our Gunther Graphics player of the game here tonight, as he gets 2 goals and an assist, 3 points, and 1 turkey leg for his efforts tonight. As in his post-game interview, we did deliver him a turkey leg, just like the Thanksgiving Day football games. Just wanted to make things a lot of fun here on the PHP Network. So Matt Graham getting the first bite of Thanksgiving turkey this year in Port Huron after being the Gunther Graphics player of the game. Gunther Graphics, your go-to guy for logos, websites, and branding. When we come back, we'll take one last look at the out-of-town scores and wrap this one up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back here on the PHP Network.
Hockey is like a business. One missed pass can derail the perfect plan. Have Taft Consulting help you get your whole team on the same page. They have the expertise to help you follow through on all your goals. Find out how they can help you today by emailing taftconsulting@outlook.com.
What's more authentic than a Hungry Howie's Detroit-style pizza? Nothing. We're not playing around with the pizza of our birthplace. Thick crust, cheese to the edge, sauce on the top. Where it belongs. We've seen a lot of fakes out there. Not here. This is authentic Detroit-style pizza. Order yours now online for $12.99. We sauce the top and rep for the 313 everywhere. We do bold. Hungry Howie's.
SMR Automotive Systems is part of the Motherson Group and a proud community sponsor of the Port Huron Prowlers. We are one of the largest manufacturers of rearview mirrors for passenger vehicles in the world, with local plants in Port Huron and Marysville. We strive to support our local communities and have positions available for various abilities and experience. Find out more about who we are at smr-automotive.com.
Hello, I'm home.
There he is. What is happening? Relax. We won. They brought back the snack wrap. Spicy or ranch? Spicy. Yeah, go. Yeah. Just one little bite. Can you stop? Oh, sorry.
Gather your crew. Snack Wrap is back.
Will Wiggleman back one final time here to McMorran Place. Prowlers with a 4-2 win over the Indiana Sentinels. Let's take one last look at what was going on around the FPHL tonight. And we start with a game that went final early. Binghamton Black Bears 6-3 over the Danbury Hat-Tricks. 5 points for each CJ Stubbs and Austin Durazio on 3 goals and 2 assists apiece. The PD Ice Cats finished off the Blue Ridge Bobcats 4-1 the final. In that one, Matt Sales made 19 saves in the win, while Dustin Jasso had a goal and an assist as the Ice Cats beat the Bobcats. Also on this Thanksgiving Eve, a great one going down right now in Biloxi. You may want to flip your TVs to that one in just a few moments. 4-4 between the Biloxi Breakers and the Columbus River Dragons. They are past the midway point of period 3. They've been going back and forth all night long. Moccasins now with a 4-0 lead on the Baton Rouge Zydeco as Austin Albrecht has added one more for Monroe. They are in the 3rd period in Baton Rouge. Of course here, 4-2 the final for the Prowlers over the Sentinels. Let's take one last look at our final game stats here. Prowlers out shooting the Sentinels 35-24, each team potting a power play marker. Of course, the penalty minutes getting inflated there at the end as Reggie Millette got the 5 and the 10 in the final couple of minutes. But overall, pretty clean game up until that point. So Prowlers will have to find out if Millette gets any supplemental punishment. If not, then they'll have their full roster back available for their games in Topeka. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network was produced and directed by Christian Jackson. Running the graphics tonight was Zach Dotson. And on the cameras, Brandon Kaminsky, Paul Campbell, Elizabeth Sullivan, Damian Polak, and Aiden Bricker. We'll be back on Friday night when the Prowlers take on the Topeka Scarecrows in Topeka, the start of a 3-3 at Stormont Vale Event Center. Puck drop scheduled for 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, and the pregame show starts at 7:50. So put on that caffeinated beverage and come hang with us right here on the PHP Network. But for now, for Molly Urquhart and Brady Beaton, On the sidelines, I'm Will Wiggleman. Enjoy your Thanksgiving, enjoy your turkey, and however you celebrate. And we are wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you next time here on the PHP Network.